You hear Miracle on 34th Street, and instantly picture twinkling lights, department store Santas, and tear-jerking Christmas miracles. But here's the brutal truth. Rewind to 1860, and 34th Street was no miracle. It was mud, manure, and misery disguised as holiday cheer. Instead of cozy stockings and carolers, you got drunken shanties, broken boots, and debates about whether celebrating Christmas was basically devil worship. That's the ride you're about to take. 50,000 words walking step by filthy step through the most boring, most disappointing, and most darkly hilarious Christmas Eve in history. By the end, you'll be ankle-deep in soot and irony, realizing that boring Christmas in 1860 wasn't just dull, it was survival. And hey, before you roll your eyes and click away, remember, people in 1860 didn't even have this video to keep them awake. So hit subscribe, or else you'll be just as bored as they were. Oh, and check the pinned comment for the Christmas calendar. Trust me, compared to what you're about to witness, it's practically a miracle. Now picture this. December 24th, 1860. You're standing at the corner of what one day will be 34th Street in Manhattan. Today, though, it's a churned-up mess of slush, mud, and horse droppings, the kind of street that eats shoes for breakfast and spits them out as shredded leather. Your boots are already soaked through, toes numb, but you keep moving because somewhere, anywhere, there has to be a scrap of holiday spirit. Except there isn't. Not here. Not now. You try to breathe in that crisp Christmas air, but it's more coal smoke than peppermint. Thick black soot pours from chimneys, mixes with the stench of manure, and coats your tongue with bitterness. Festive, right? All around you, vendors are shouting, not singing, hawking fabrics, boots, and whatever junk they can move before the year ends. Their voices clash like badly tuned horns, and for a second you think you might actually prefer silence. You glance at a shop window. Maybe there's at least one sign of Christmas, a wreath, a candle, something. Nope, just mannequins dressed in stiff, suffocating gowns that cost more than a month's rent. No Santa, no sparkle. Just a dead-eyed reminder that fashion is for the rich and you're not rich. A child presses her nose to the glass, eyes wide. For a moment you expect her to gasp in wonder. Instead, she sneezes, because the window is covered in soot. Perfect. But here's where it gets worse. Christmas wasn't even fully legit in 1860. Whole churches were against it. To them, Christmas was basically a pagan hangover mixed with reckless drinking. So instead of cheerful carols, you get judgmental sermons about how joy is suspicious and gingerbread might be sinful. Imagine telling kids today that Santa's not only fake, but also morally corrupt. That was reality. The street noise is relentless. Wagon wheels grinding through muck, horses shrieking, men swearing as barrels tip and roll. Every sound bounces between brick walls like the city itself is mocking you. You hear music at last. Finally, carolers. No, it's a group of dock workers stumbling down the street, bellowing sea shanties about drowned sailors. Nothing says Christmas like dead captains. You duck into a tavern, desperate for warmth. The heat hits you like a punch. Smoke, sweat, whiskey. Men slam mugs, roar about politics, and barely notice the season. If anyone tried to hang mistletoe here, it would catch fire before the first kiss. And as you sit there shivering in your damp clothes, you realize something chilling. This is the highlight. This is Christmas Eve, 1860. No miracles, just noise, mud, and survival. Yet, there's something oddly magnetic about it. Everyone's exhausted, coughing, arguing, but they're still here, still trying. A crooked wreath, a wooden toy soldier, a half-hearted toast, tiny, fragile attempts at celebration in a city that doesn't make it easy. It's not a miracle, but it's something. And maybe that's enough, or maybe it isn't. Because as you step back onto the street, you can't shake the feeling that this boring Christmas is about to get worse. Much worse. You thought it couldn't get worse than coughing through coal dust while sea shanties replace Christmas carols. But step outside that smoky tavern, and reality slaps you harder than the icy wind. The street is darker now, the lamps lit with open flame, flickering weakly against the cold. Their glow isn't warm. It's eerie, making shadows dance across brick walls like drunk ghosts. You swear you hear one whisper your name, but no, it's just another vendor yelling at you to buy a scarf. Your feet sink deeper into the sludge. Each step makes a disgusting squelch, like the city itself is chewing on your boots. The hem of your coat is soaked, heavy with filth, You wonder if the smell will ever come out. Probably not. But here's the kicker. You're still looking for that miracle. Somewhere in the mess there has to be a spark of joy, right? A crowd gathers up ahead. Finally, maybe something worth seeing. You push closer, elbowing through layers of wool and damp fur. Your heart races. Could it be carolers after all? A makeshift nativity scene? At least one tiny attempt at magic? Nope. It's a street fight. Two men punching each other bloody in the middle of the muck while onlookers cheer like it's the main event. Merry Christmas. Fists, mud, and bets being shouted louder than prayers. You think about turning away, but the crowd traps you, presses you forward until you're close enough to feel spit hit your cheek. One man goes down, his face landing in the slush with a sickening smack. The crowd roars approval, coins change hands, and just like that, it's over. Everyone disperses as if nothing happened. Your stomach churns. That was entertainment. That was their holiday cheer. A fight in the mud instead of a family dinner. You try to laugh it off, but the sound that comes out of your throat feels hollow. You drift down the street, searching for distraction. The shops are closing one by one, shutters slamming, iron locks clanking shut. Behind some doors you hear muffled laughter, clinking glasses, maybe even a tune or two. Families gathering, people finding their own version of Christmas. But out here alone you get the scraps. The cold air, the emptiness, the sense that you're always 2 steps away from being swallowed by the city. The irony hits you. In less than a century, this same street will be plastered with neon signs, massive window displays, and children's wide-eyed wonder. People will call it miraculous. But tonight, it's a wasteland with horse droppings. Still, something pulls you forward. A light in the distance, faint but steady. You follow it, desperate for meaning, for warmth, for anything resembling Christmas. It leads you to a church, finally. This is it. The place where the season still has soul. You step inside, boots squelching, head bowed slightly as if the air itself demands it. The pews creak under the weight of bundled-up bodies. Families, old couples, young children. A hymn begins, voices rising in uneven harmony. You close your eyes. For a moment, you let yourself believe. The sound isn't perfect, but it's human, raw, aching, real. Maybe this is the miracle. Maybe the boring, bleak 34th Street hides a pocket of genuine hope. Then the sermon starts, and hope dies. The priest's voice booms about sin, about indulgence, about how Christmas is dangerous because it tempts the flesh and mocks the divine. He warns against feasting, against laughter, against joy. You look around expecting outrage, but people nod, solemn, as if they agree, as if happiness really is suspicious. And just like that, the tiny ember in your chest sputters out. You slip back into the night, colder than before. The wind cuts sharper now. Snowflakes, finally, start falling, but they melt on contact with the filth, turning instantly into sludge. No white Christmas, no blanket of purity, just wet misery. Your fingers burn with cold, your breath rattles, and you wonder how anyone survives this, how anyone finds meaning here. A carriage rattles past, its wheels spraying filth onto your coat. Inside you catch a glimpse, a wealthy family, warm and glowing, a little girl clutching a doll. For them, Christmas sparkles. For you, it mocks. The carriage vanishes, leaving you dripping, half-frozen, and more aware than ever of the divide. You stumble toward an alley for shelter, but the shadows move. Rats scurry, squealing, and you realize this city doesn't just chew boots, it chews people. Every corner feels hungry, waiting to swallow the weak. And you wonder in that moment, maybe boring isn't the right word. Maybe this Christmas isn't boring at all. Maybe it's terrifying, because underneath the dullness, the city is alive with things you can't control. The bells ring midnight. Christmas Day, no miracle, no joy. Just you standing in the muck, shivering, waiting for something that refuses to come. And yet, you don't leave. You can't. Because deep down you feel like the story isn't over. That this street, this dirty, miserable, boring street, has more to reveal. Something hidden, something darker. And you're right. Midnight on 34th Street doesn't feel holy. It doesn't feel silent. It feels like the city itself just shrugged and decided to keep chewing on you until sunrise. You stand there, hunched, coat dripping, ears ringing from the church bells. Somewhere far off, a cheer erupts, followed by drunken laughter. Someone's Christmas started, yours? Not so much. The snow falls heavier now, but don't get excited. It's not the storybook kind. It's clumpy, wet, more like slush grenades than delicate flakes. Each one lands heavy on your shoulders, sliding down your neck, making you twitch like the city's pranking you. The ground is already a swamp. Mud, manure, soot, snow, New York's own holiday stew, and you're standing in the pot. You trudge forward because what else can you do? Go home? Sleep? Pretend the miracle came and went? No, you keep moving. The city whispers promises in the wind, and you're too stubborn to stop listening. Then you hear it. A faint whistle, high, sharp, almost playful. Your pulse jumps. Could it be music? Could there finally be a shred of holiday spirit hiding in this hellhole? You turn the corner, boots squelching, heart racing. It's not music. It's the police. A patrolman, swinging his club casually, whistling like Christmas itself owes him money. He eyes you, smirks, and says nothing. Just lets the silence do the talking. You don't belong here. Move along. And you do. Because the last thing you need is to spend Christmas morning in a cell that smells worse than the street. As you pass, you catch sight of another figure in the alley. A boy, maybe 8, maybe younger, huddled in rags, his breath a faint fog. He's clutching a wooden soldier missing an arm. His eyes meet yours, wide, unblinking. For a moment you want to say something, offer warmth, anything. But the patrolman glares, and you keep walking. The boy disappears into shadow, and guilt digs its claws into your chest. You need air. You need space. You push through the thinning crowd until you find yourself at the edge of the Hudson. The water is black, churning, alive. Ferry horns moan in the distance, low and haunting, like the city itself groaning in its sleep. You lean against a post, breath ragged, watching chunks of ice drift past. This is it, the Christmas view, a river that looks ready to swallow the world. But then, movement. A figure approaches wrapped in a tattered shawl. A woman. She stops beside you, stares at the water, then at you. Her eyes are hollow, her face pale. When she speaks, her voice is flat, almost mechanical. You waiting for it too? You freeze. For what? She doesn't answer, just turns back to the river. You follow her gaze, but there's nothing out there. No boat, no light, no miracle. Only black water and fog. When you glance back, she's gone, vanished. You scan the pier, the street, the shadows, nothing. Did she ever exist? Or is the city playing tricks again? You shake it off, but unease follows you as you trudge back toward the main street. The shops are completely dark now, shutters rattling in the wind. A drunk stumbles past, singing something that might be a carol, might be a curse. His voice fades, leaving only silence. And that's worse, because silence in this city isn't peace. It's a warning. Your boots carry you to an open square, dimly lit by a single lantern swaying in the wind. A group huddles there around a fire in a barrel, faces hidden, eyes gleaming in the glow. You hesitate, but curiosity drags you closer. The flames lick the air, sparks rising like stars that never make it. One man looks up. His smile is wide, too wide. Care for some Christmas warmth? He asks. The group chuckles, low and sharp, like they know something you don't. You edge closer, extend your hands toward the heat, but the fire doesn't comfort. It bites. The heat feels wrong, too intense, almost hostile. Then you notice they're not warming themselves. They're just watching you. Smiles stretching, eyes unblinking, waiting. The fire crackles louder, a log splitting with a sharp pop. You flinch. They don't. Your instincts scream and you step back. One of them mutters, "Not ready yet?" Another laughs softly, as if your fear is the punchline. You turn, force your legs to move, and don't stop until the square is far behind you. Your chest heaves. Your hands tremble. And that's when it hits you. This isn't just a boring Christmas. It's something else. Something lurking beneath the surface, waiting to claw its way up. The bells ring again, 1, 2, 3. Time keeps moving. The city doesn't care, but you care. Because now you're caught in it. No miracle, no escape. Just the endless streets, the endless cold, and the gnawing suspicion that you're not walking through history. You're trapped in it. And the worst part, morning is still hours away. Hours until dawn. That phrase rattles in your head like a cruel joke. Hours of mud, smoke, and shadows that refuse to stay still. You keep walking not because you want to, but because standing still feels worse. like the city will swallow you whole if you dare to pause. The streets are emptier now, the chaos drained away, leaving silence and the crunch of your boots. But don't fool yourself. Empty doesn't mean safe. The gas lamps sputter, throwing long fingers of light that stretch across the brick like claws. Every alley breathes. Every corner listens. You pass a shuttered bakery. The scent of stale bread clings faintly to the air, teasing your stomach. Through the cracks in the door you hear muffled laughter, the kind of warm, round sound that doesn't belong to you. For a second you imagine knocking, begging to come in, to share even the scraps of someone else's Christmas. But you don't. You just stand there, your hand hovering inches from the wood, before shoving it back into your pocket and moving on. Ahead a man leans against a lamppost, hat pulled low, smoke curling from his mouth. At first you think he's just another drunk, another soul wandering the streets, but when you pass, his head tilts and he murmurs, "Lost something?" Your steps falter. "What?" His smile flickers beneath the shadow of his brim. "You'll find it on 34th. Always do." You turn to ask what he means, but he's gone, vanished between one heartbeat and the next, the smoke dispersing in the wind. You stand frozen, skin prickling, ears straining for a footstep, a whisper. Anything. Nothing. Just silence. You pick up your pace, half running now, boots slapping the muck. Your breath comes in short bursts, every shadow doubling in size. And then, there it is. A flicker of color, a window glowing faintly, different from the others. You're drawn to it like moth to flame. It's a toy shop, small, crooked, the kind of place that looks ready to collapse under its own weight. But inside, wonder. Carved trains, dolls, tin soldiers lined up in precise rows. Not dazzling by modern standards, but compared to the bleak streets, it's a cathedral. You press your face to the glass, nose stinging from the cold. For a moment, you forget the mud, the hunger, the silence. This is Christmas. And then you see it. In the corner, half hidden, a figure moves. Not the shopkeeper, not a customer. Something taller, sharper, its shape bending wrong under the dim lamplight. It doesn't move like a person. It twitches, jerks, then freezes like a puppet whose strings are being yanked by a drunk master. Your breath fogs the glass. You blink once, twice, but the figure remains. Still, watching. You stumble back, heart pounding. The shop is dark again, empty. No toys, no glow, no figure. Just black glass reflecting your own pale face. You whisper to yourself, "I saw it." But the street offers no confirmation. The bells ring again. You've lost track of time. Was that 4 chimes? 5? The hours smear together, stretching like taffy. You lean against a wall, legs aching, head spinning. That's when you hear it. Footsteps. Not behind you, not in front. Around you. Echoing, circling. You spin, searching the shadows, but the street is empty. Still the sound persists. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Slow, deliberate, like someone pacing in time with your heartbeat. "Who's there?" Your voice cracks. The city answers with silence. You back away, eyes darting, hands shaking, and then the footsteps stop. Just like that. The absence is worse than the sound. You'd give anything to hear them again, because now you know. They were real. You press on, half blind with panic, until you find yourself back on 34th. The street stretches out before you, wide and desolate, a stage waiting for the next act. And you realize, the man was right. You will find it here, whatever it is. The wind rises, carrying with it the faintest sound, singing. You stop dead. It's not the drunken bawling from earlier. It's soft, haunting, almost beautiful. The words are lost in the breeze, but the melody lingers, weaving through the empty street. You follow it step by step, breath shallow. The song grows clearer, wrapping around you like a thread, pulling you deeper. You round the corner, and there they are. A small group of figures, cloaked, hoods pulled low. They sing in unison, voices eerily perfect, harmonies so sharp they make your skin crawl. For the first time tonight, you smile. Actual carolers, real Christmas. But then one lifts their head, and you see the face, not joy, not warmth, hollow. Eyes sunken, mouth stretched too wide, teeth catching the lamplight. The song doesn't stop. It grows louder, pressing against your skull, vibrating in your bones. You stagger back, hands over your ears, but the sound seeps in anyway, unstoppable. The figures don't move closer. They don't need to. Their voices chase you as you run, echoing down every street, every alley, until you can't tell if the sound is outside or inside your own head. When you finally collapse against a wall, gasping, the singing cuts off. Silence slams down, heavy, suffocating. You wait, trembling, eyes darting, but the street is empty, as if they were never there. You laugh then, a broken, hysterical laugh that bounces off the bricks, because you finally understand. This isn't a boring Christmas, not anymore. This is a haunting. You press your back against the wall, chest heaving, mind spinning. The silence is worse than the singing. At least when they sang, you knew they were there. Now, they could be anywhere. The street feels alive, humming with the memory of their voices. Your ears ring, your pulse hammers, and still, you stand. Because what else can you do? The city wants you moving, wants you wandering deeper. So you do. One boot in front of the other, dragging through the muck. The snow has thickened, fat clumps slapping down from the sky. But it doesn't stick, just melts into filth. Every step is heavier, wetter, as if the ground itself is pulling you under. A shape looms in the fog. You squint. Another shop maybe. Shelter. But as you get closer, you realize it's not a shop, it's a house. Tall, narrow, crooked like a spine bent under too much weight. Curtains twitch in the upstairs window. Someone's awake, someone's watching. You hesitate. Knock or keep moving. The idea of warmth tempts you. A fire, a chair, even stale bread would feel like heaven. But your gut twists. The house doesn't want visitors. You know that. Still, you climb the steps. The wood groans beneath you, loud enough to wake the dead. Your fist hovers over the door. Knock, just once. That's all it takes. But before you can, the door creaks open. Slowly. No one on the other side. Just a hallway stretching into darkness, lit faintly by a single candle flickering on a table. Every instinct screams, run. But you step inside. The air is thick, warm, damp. It smells like iron. The floorboards sigh under your weight as you move down the hall, eyes fixed on the candle. Its flame dances wildly, though no draft stirs. Shadows climb the walls, stretch long fingers toward you. You reach the table. The candle sputters, hisses, and dies. Pitch black. You spin, heart hammering, hands outstretched. The house breathes around you, groans, creaks, whispers. You whisper back, "Hello?" And something answers. Not a voice. A laugh. Low, rumbling, dry as dust. It echoes through the hall, rattles the walls, shakes the floor beneath your feet. You stumble backward, trip, crash into a chair that wasn't there before. Pain shoots up your spine. The laugh fades, replaced by whispers. Dozens of them, maybe hundreds. Words you can't make out, but they crawl into your ears, slip under your skin. You clap your hands over your head, but it doesn't stop. The whispers swell, louder, faster, until you're choking on them. Then silence. Again. You're shaking, breath ragged, sweat freezing on your skin. The door slams shut behind you with a thunderous crack. You're trapped, and then you see it. At the far end of the hall, a figure, tall, thin, draped in shadow. It doesn't move, doesn't breathe, just watches. You freeze. One step forward and you'll know if it's real. One step back and you'll never know. Your legs choose for you. Forward. The floor groans, the air thickens, but the figure remains. You get closer, closer, and finally, you see. It's a coat, just a coat, hanging from a hook. You laugh, too loud, too sharp. Relief floods you, but it feels wrong, like you're laughing at your own funeral. Then the coat moves, not swaying from a draft, moving, lifting, straightening. And where there should be a head, two hollow eyes open. You run, no thought, no hesitation, just pure animal terror. Down the hall, crashing into walls, tripping over furniture that shouldn't be there. The door won't budge. Your fists slam against it, splinters digging into your skin, but it holds. Behind you, footsteps. Slow, measured, getting closer. You scream. The sound bounces back at you, mocking, doubling. You claw at the door, nails breaking, blood mixing with the wood. The footsteps stop. Silence. Then a whisper right at your ear. "Merry Christmas." The door bursts open. You spill into the street, crashing face first into the snow sludge. The cold sears your skin, but you don't care. You're free. You scramble up, gasping, turning back to look. The house is gone. In its place, Just empty street. No steps, no door, no candlelight. Nothing. Your hands tremble, blood dripping into the snow. You laugh again, broken and wild, because now you know the truth. This city doesn't just celebrate Christmas, it eats it. And you're next on the menu. You stand in the street dripping blood, gasping like you've just escaped the jaws of something ancient. Snow swirls in lazy spirals around you, but it's not peaceful. It's mocking. Every flake feels like the city patting your head, whispering, "Nice try, but you can't leave me." Your hands sting, torn and raw from clawing at that door that never existed. You stare at your palms, expecting them to be clean now, free of the hallucination. But no, blood stains the cuts, real, painfully real. And that's when the bells toll again. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've lost track of the hour, but the sound drills into your skull. Each chime feels heavier, like the city is counting down to something. You limp forward, boots slapping wetly in the muck. The street stretches long, endless, like it's lengthening as you walk. Shadows shift in the corners, darting just out of sight. You try not to look, but they want you to. They want you watching. A horse-drawn cart clatters past, wheels spraying filthy water onto your legs. You barely flinch. The driver doesn't meet your eyes. He looks straight ahead, face blank, frozen like a mask. You shout after him, desperate for acknowledgement. Nothing, just hooves pounding into the dark. You're alone again. Or maybe you're not. A shape crosses the street up ahead. Small. Fast. You freeze. A child? The boy with the broken toy? You hurry forward, ignoring the pain in your legs. The shape darts into an alley, and without thinking, you follow. The alley swallows you whole. Narrow walls, dripping brick, the stench of rot and piss. You strain your eyes. Hello? Your voice bounces, comes back warped, like someone else is speaking. Then you see it. At the end of the alley, hunched against the wall, a figure, small, shaking. The boy. His toy soldier lies in the sludge beside him, its single arm pointing toward you like an accusation. You kneel, reaching out. "Hey, it's okay. I saw you earlier. Remember?" The boy lifts his head, and you wish he hadn't. His eyes are gone, just black sockets, dripping shadow down his cheeks. His mouth opens too wide, far wider than any child's should, and a sound escapes, high, piercing, like metal tearing. It drills into your skull, makes you stagger back, clutching your ears. The boy rises, limbs jerking, stiff like the puppet from the toy shop window. He takes one step, then another, the sound growing louder, sharper, until the brick walls themselves seem to scream. You bolt. Out of the alley, into the street, lungs burning. You don't look back. You can't. Because if you see him again, you know you won't survive it. The city doesn't let you rest. You stumble into another square, empty, but for a single lamppost flickering weakly. Its light buzzes, sputters, dies, then flares again like it's trying to send a signal. And in that stuttering light, you see them, figures lining the edges of the square, dozens of them, cloaked, hooded, faces hidden, silent, watching. Your breath catches. You spin in a circle trying to count, but they blur together, multiplying, filling every corner, not moving, just waiting. The lamppost flickers once more and goes out. Darkness swallows the square. Your chest tightens, your body rigid. You wait for the attack, for the rush of footsteps, for the claws or the teeth or the laughter. But nothing comes, just silence, crushing, endless silence. You back away slowly, step by step, until your heel hits the edge of the square. And then you run. The streets twist, curl, double back on themselves. You don't recognize anything anymore. Every corner looks the same. Every shadow stretches too far. Panic gnaws at your ribs, sharp and relentless. Finally, you collapse against a wall, sliding down into the sludge. Your body shakes, your breath ragged. You bury your face in your hands, whispering, "It's not real. It can't be real." But the city hears you, and it laughs. Not out loud, not with a voice, with the creak of a shutter swinging open by itself, with the rattle of chains from somewhere deep underground, with the faint, steady beat of footsteps resuming just beyond your sight. You look up, and there, carved into the brick above you, fresh and dripping, are words you don't remember writing, words you don't want to read. "Welcome to your Christmas." You stagger up, stomach lurching. The letters drip darker than the night, seeping into the brick like veins. Your head spins. Did you do this? Did the city do this? Which is worse? The bells toll again, louder, closer. Not just from the church towers now, from everywhere, every wall, every stone, every bone in your body. And as the final chime echoes into silence, you realize something that freezes your blood more than the night ever could. Morning isn't coming. The thought clings to you like wet wool. Morning isn't coming. You wait for the logical part of your brain to shove it away, to call it hysteria, exhaustion, hunger. But the city doesn't allow logic anymore. The bells still echo in your bones, hollow and endless, and the streets remain drowned in darkness. Not a hint of dawn bleeds through the horizon. You stagger forward, numb, your boots dragging. Every building looms taller now, leaning inward, as if the city is folding itself over you, trying to shut out the sky. Windows stare down like eyes. Curtains twitch when you glance at them, but never when you stare long enough to catch. Somewhere in the distance, a lullaby drifts through the air. Soft, sweet. A mother's voice, maybe. It coils around your heart, pulls you closer. You follow without thinking. The sound leads you to a narrow street lined with tenements. Clotheslines sag between the buildings, sheets fluttering in the night wind like pale bodies swaying. The lullaby grows louder. You crane your neck, searching the windows. There, third floor, faint light glowing behind tattered curtains. You hesitate. Every time you've followed a sound tonight, it's ended in horror. But the lullaby is different. Tender, gentle, almost human. Against all reason, you climb the stairs. The door is ajar. A thin slice of light spills into the hall. You push it open, heart hammering. Inside, a woman rocks in a chair, cradling something in her arms. Her hair hangs in dark ropes over her face. The lullaby flows from her lips, steady, unwavering. For the first time tonight, warmth touches you. Relief floods your chest. A mother, a child, normal. You step closer, whispering, "Hello?" She stops. The lullaby cuts off like a blade. The room falls silent, except for the creak of the chair still rocking. Slowly her head tilts toward you. Her hair parts just enough for you to see. Her eyes are sewn shut with thick black thread. Her lips twist into a smile, and then she lifts what's in her arms. Not a baby, a bundle of rags, soaked dark, dripping steadily onto the floor. The smell hits you first, copper, sweet, rotting, blood. You stumble back, choking, but the chair doesn't stop rocking. She resumes humming, soft and tuneless now, pressing her stitched face against the bundle as if kissing it. The sound claws down your spine. You bolt from the room, down the stairs, out into the night. The door slams shut behind you, but the lullaby follows, seeping through the walls, the street, the air itself. You run until your lungs burn, until the sound fades. But the image lingers, the sewn eyes, the bundle, the smile. You collapse against a lamppost, gagging. Your body shakes, your vision blurs, and for the first time, you wonder if you're still alive. If maybe you died hours ago and this is the city's afterlife, an endless rotting Christmas Eve where miracles are replaced with nightmares. The thought almost comforts you. Death would explain everything. But then you see movement again. Ahead, in the middle of the street, stands a man in a Santa suit, red coat, white trim, boots shining black. His back is to you. He's tall, broad-shouldered, hat tilted just so. For a moment, your heart leaps. Santa. Salvation. Finally. "Hey!" you call, stumbling forward. "Hey, wait!" He doesn't move, doesn't even twitch, just stands there, back rigid, as if carved from stone. You get closer, calling again. "Please, help me." Then he turns, and your stomach drops. The beard isn't white. It isn't even a beard, it's cloth. Strips of cloth soaked through, dangling from his jaw, matted with dark stains. His face beneath is pale, stretched too thin, skin pulled tight over bone. His eyes, black pits, deeper than the night, bottomless. "Merry Christmas," he croaks, voice low, scraping like rusted metal. You freeze, every muscle locks. The Santa figure takes one step forward, the ground trembling under his boot. Another step, another, each heavier than the last. You stumble back, nearly falling, but his stride doesn't falter. His hand rises, gloved, but the glove is wet, dripping. With each drop that hits the ground, the air grows colder, heavier, pressing against your chest. You spin and run, heart exploding in your ribcage. His footsteps follow, slow but steady, echoing through the streets. No matter how fast you go, the sound never fades. Always behind you, always closer. You dart into another alley, praying he won't follow. The shadows swallow you whole. You crouch low, hands over your mouth trying not to breathe. Silence stretches long, too long. And then, right beside your ear, ho, ho, ho. You scream, bolt out of the alley, trip, crash into the street. You scramble up, skin shredded, breath gone, but you don't stop, you don't dare. The street bends, twists, folds into itself until you don't know which way is forward anymore. All you know is that you're running from him, from it, from Christmas itself. At last you collapse against a doorway, lungs tearing, vision swimming. You glance back, empty street. No Santa, no sound, nothing. You laugh again, broken, shaky. You tell yourself you imagined it. That exhaustion is eating your mind. But when you look down at your coat, you see the truth. Smears of red, not yours, his. You stare at the red on your coat, thick, smeared, glistening under the lamplight. You rub it with your sleeve, desperate to erase it, but it doesn't fade. If anything, it spreads. Like the fabric itself is hungry, drinking it in. You gag, stumble backward, nearly tripping over the steps of the doorway. Your hands tremble. You whisper, "Not mine, not mine." But the city doesn't care whose blood it is. The city just wants you painted in it. A sound slithers through the street. Bells, not church bells this time, sleigh bells. Faint, jingling, cheerful in any other world. But here, they scrape like broken glass in your ears. The sound grows louder, closer, bouncing off the walls until you can't tell where it's coming from. You press yourself against the doorway, eyes darting. The air grows colder, sharper. Your breath fogs heavy. And then, you see it. Down the street, a horse-drawn sleigh glides silently through the sludge. No hoofbeats, no wheels grinding. Just smooth, impossible motion. The horse is skeletal, skin pulled taut over bones, eyes glowing faintly. Its breath clouds black in the air. The driver, if you can call it that, sits rigid on the bench, tall, cloaked, face hidden beneath a hood. His hands grip the reins, but the horse doesn't need them. It moves on its own, dragging the sleigh with steady purpose. And in the back of the sleigh, figures, small, still. At first you think they're children, but as the sleigh drifts closer, you see the truth. Dolls. Dozens of them. Cracked porcelain faces, eyes missing, limbs askew. Some dressed in holiday clothes, others naked, their painted smiles chipped and fading. They sit upright as if alive, their heads turning slowly in unison toward you. Your stomach drops. The sleigh stops, dead silent. The driver doesn't move. The horse exhales black mist that curls along the ground like fingers reaching for your boots. One of the dolls opens its mouth, porcelain cracks, flakes falling away, and in a child's voice it whispers, "Come." The others follow, dozens of tiny voices, overlapping, chanting, "Come, come, come." You press yourself harder against the wall, shaking your head, whispering, "No, no, no, no." But your legs twitch, itching to obey. The chant burrows into your bones, a command more than a request. "Come." You bolt. Down the street, away from the sleigh, away from the dolls, away from the sound that gnaws at your sanity. You don't look back, you don't dare. But the jingling follows. Faster now. Bells clashing, dolls shrieking their chant, horse bones clattering in the night. You turn corner after corner, but the sound never fades. The sleigh is hunting you. You dive into another alley, chest heaving, body screaming. The walls close in tighter, narrower, until you're scraping your shoulders on the brick. You push forward, desperate, until the alley dead ends. Trapped. The bells grow louder. The chanting shakes the air. Shadows stretch across the brick, lengthening into thin, clawed fingers. You press yourself against the wall, eyes wide, ready for the sleigh to appear, ready for the dolls to pour over you. And then, silence. The sound cuts off like a string snapped. The air stills. Even your breath feels stolen. You wait. Seconds stretch. Nothing. The sleigh is gone. You slide down the wall, body trembling, tears stinging your eyes. Relief floods you, but it feels wrong. Too sudden. Too easy. And then you see it. On the wall beside you, etched into the brick, is another message, fresh. wet. Written in something darker than ink. You're already in the sleigh. Your stomach lurches. You scramble to your feet, spin in circles, but the alley is empty. No sleigh, no dolls, no driver, just you and the message. You press your palms to your temples, whispering, "No, no, I'm not, I'm here, I'm here." But when you look down, your coat is no longer wet with snow. It's dusted with porcelain shards, tiny, sharp, digging into the fabric. You scream, clawing at them, ripping your coat, but the shards keep multiplying, embedding deeper. Each one whispers as it cuts your skin. "Come, come, come." You tear the coat off, fling it into the sludge, and run. Bare-armed now, the cold bites into your skin like knives, but it's better than carrying those shards, better than hearing those whispers. You run until your body nearly gives out, until your vision blurs, until the city itself seems to melt around you. The streets twist, the buildings breathe, the lamps sway like pendulums. Reality warps with every step. And then, another sound. Not bells this time, not whispers. Laughter. High, shrill, manic laughter. Children's laughter. You stop dead. Ahead, in the center of the street, a carousel spins. Out of nowhere, in the middle of the sludge and filth, glowing with golden light. Horses bob up and down, their painted eyes wide, their teeth too sharp. Children ride them, spinning round and round, heads thrown back, laughing. But their faces, too pale. Their mouths, too wide. Their laughter, too sharp. The carousel creaks, spins faster, faster, until the horses blur. The children blur. The golden light flares, then snaps out. Darkness again. Empty street, no carousel, but the laughter remains. Echoing, growing, surrounding you. You fall to your knees, clutching your ears, screaming into the night. And somewhere deep in the city's throat, the bells toll again. The laughter sticks to you. It doesn't echo, it clings. Like it's not bouncing off the buildings, but seeping into your ears, your skin, your ribs. You clap your hands over your head, dig your nails into your scalp, but it doesn't help. The laughter is inside now, echoing from your bones. You stagger to your feet, legs trembling, body shaking like a puppet's strings have been cut. The street is empty again, but it's worse this way. Empty means the laughter has room to grow, to swell, to take over everything. You stumble forward, eyes wild, searching for anything, any doorway, any corner, any shadow that doesn't laugh. Your breath fogs heavy, sharp, each exhale sounding like a plea. Then you see it. A door, just a door, standing alone in the middle of the street. No walls, no house, no frame. Just a door, upright, impossible, its paint peeling, its brass knob glowing faintly in the dark. The laughter quiets. Not gone, just hushed, like children stifling giggles in the back of a classroom, watching, waiting. You stare at the door. It shouldn't exist, but it does. You should walk away, but you don't. Because the city doesn't give you choices anymore. It just gives you traps. And you keep walking into them. Your hand reaches for the knob. Cold. Too cold. Frost bites your skin the moment you touch it, but you turn it anyway. The door creaks open. Beyond it, light. Warm, golden, steady. You step through. And suddenly, you're in a living room. A Christmas living room. Fire crackling in the hearth, stockings hung, tree twinkling with candles. The smell of pine and cinnamon fills the air. The laughter is gone. For the first time in hours, maybe forever, you feel safe. A family sits by the fire. Father, mother, 2 children. They smile at you, wave you over. Their faces glow with warmth, with love, with something you forgot existed. The father stands, claps you on the shoulder. "Welcome home," he says, voice rich and kind. Your eyes sting. You whisper, I don't belong here." The mother laughs gently. "Of course you do." She pats the seat by the fire. "It's Christmas. Everyone belongs." The children giggle, their voices sweet, pure. They hold out hands, beckoning. You take a step forward. Another. Your heart swells, your chest loosens, your body warms. You sink into the chair, let the fire's glow wash over you. For the first time tonight, you breathe. The father hands you a mug. Hot cider. Sweet. Spiced. You sip, and it burns in the best way, sliding down your throat, settling in your stomach. Relief floods you. This is it. This is the miracle. But then, You notice. The stockings above the fire. 4 of them, not 5. Your hands shake. You whisper, "Where's mine?" The family stares. Their smiles don't falter, their eyes don't blink. The father leans closer, voice low, sharp. "You don't belong." The warmth dies instantly. The fire sputters out. The candles on the tree snuff one by one. The room plunges into darkness. The children giggle again, but not sweet this time. High, shrill, piercing. Their hands grip your arms, nails digging deep. You thrash, scream, but they hold fast, stronger than they should be. The mother's face twists, jaw unhinging, mouth opening wider, wider, until her head splits in two. The father's eyes sink into his skull, his smile stretching grotesque. They lean closer, closer, their voices merging into one hiss. You don't belong. You wrench free, stumble backward, crash into the tree. The candles flare to life again, but the ornaments hanging from the branches aren't ornaments. They're eyes, human eyes, staring, unblinking, blood dripping down the needles. You scream and bolt for the door, it slams shut. You claw at it, fists pounding, nails cracking, wood splintering. Behind you the family rises, limbs jerking, mouths splitting, eyes rolling. Their laughter fills the room, fills your skull, fills your lungs. The door bursts open. You hurl yourself through and land back in the street. The door is gone. No family, no fire. Just sludge and shadows and your own broken breath. You collapse to your knees, sobbing. The laughter returns, distant now, echoing through the streets. Not gone, never gone. You glance at your hands, the mug you held is still there. Empty, cracked, blood dripping from its rim. You fling it away, gagging, tears burning your eyes. The sound of it shattering on the cobblestones is sharp, final, but the echo lingers. And somewhere, deep in the city's throat, the bells toll again. 1, 2, 3. You whisper, "Please, let morning come." But the city doesn't answer. Because morning doesn't belong here, and neither do you. You sit in the sludge, shivering, the shattered mug's pieces scattered around you like teeth. The city breathes heavy, slow, steady, as if it's watching you break. You wipe your face with trembling hands, but the tears just smear soot and blood across your skin. You're filthy, exhausted, terrified, but still moving, because the city won't let you stop. The laughter fades again, replaced by something worse. Silence. The kind that presses against your ears, the kind that feels thick like the world itself has been muted. You stumble forward, boots dragging, half expecting the ground to split open beneath you. Then you hear it. Not laughter, not bells, not whispers. A melody, soft, familiar, silent night. Your chest tightens. It's impossible. You follow the sound, desperate. The hymn drifts from around the corner, voices rising together, shaky but real, human. You turn the corner, and your breath catches. A choir stands in the middle of the street. Men, women, children, bundled in shawls and coats, candles flickering in their hands. Their voices blend into the carol, uneven but earnest. It's beautiful. It's real. For the first time all night, you feel your heart lift. You step closer, whispering, "Thank God." The nearest singer turns toward you. His candlelight illuminates his face, and your stomach drops. His mouth is open, singing, but his eyes are sewn shut. Thick black thread, the same as the mother's. His lips stretch wide, wider, too wide, until his jaw cracks. Still he sings, voice unwavering, notes pure and clear. You stagger back, eyes darting to the others. Every one of them, the same. Sewn eyes, cracked jaws. Some mouths open so wide the skin has torn, splitting their cheeks. Blood drips down their necks, soaking their scarves. But their voices remain angelic, perfect, carrying the hymn into the night. You clap your hands over your ears, but the sound still seeps in, sweeter than honey, sharper than glass. It digs into you, pulling you closer. Your legs move against your will, dragging you toward the choir. The hymn swells. Their heads tilt back, mouths opening wider, wider, until the sound isn't words anymore. It's just raw noise, piercing, splitting, shaking the air. You scream. The sound rips out of you, joining theirs, blending into the cacophony. You drop to your knees, clutching your throat, the scream tearing your voice raw. The choir steps closer, their candles flickering brighter, their mouths gaping wider, their voices filling you, crushing you. And then, silence. The candles snuff out. The choir vanishes. The street is empty. You collapse onto the stones, throat raw, voice gone. When you try to speak, only a rasp escapes. You touch your neck, feel blood trickling. You've screamed yourself open. But worse, you can still hear the hymn. Not out loud, inside. Your own voice echoing in your skull, singing Silent Night on repeat. It won't stop. It won't stop. You stumble to your feet, swaying, half blind from tears. The city shifts again. Streets curl, bend, stretch too far. Lamps flicker, casting long shadows that don't belong to you. You see movement up ahead. A figure, walking steadily. Not cloaked, not sewn. Just a man, tall, thin, carrying something in his arms. You rush forward, rasping, "Help, please." He stops, turns, his face is plain, normal, for once normal. Relief floods you, but then you see what he's carrying. A coffin, small, child-sized. He sets it down gently, pats the lid with one hand and whispers, "Almost time." Then he looks at you, eyes flat, empty. "You'll carry the next one." Your knees buckle. "No." He tilts his head. "Yes." You stumble back, shaking, but he just lifts the coffin again, balances it on his shoulder and walks past you. His footsteps fade, but the weight of his words does not. "You'll carry the next one." You run. Again. Always running. But the hymn still plays in your head. The laughter still scratches at the edges. The bells still wait. Finally, you find yourself back at the river. The Hudson churns black and cold, chunks of ice drifting like corpses. You lean against the railing, chest heaving, throat burning. The water calls to you, end it, jump, sink, rest. You lean forward, ready. Then a hand grips your shoulder. You whip around. The man with the coffin stands there. Empty hands now. His face closer, his voice soft. It's not the river's gift, it's the street's. You shove him back, stumble away, but his words follow. You'll carry it soon. The city always collects. The bells toll again. Louder, closer. Shaking the stones under your feet, you clutch your head, scream through your torn throat, but the sound is swallowed by the chimes, and you realize this isn't Christmas Eve anymore. It's the city's holiday, and you're the gift. The bells don't fade this time. They drone, long and low, vibrating in your ribs like a second heartbeat. You stagger through the streets, covering your ears, but the sound seeps in anyway. Every chime is heavier than the last, pressing down on you like invisible hands. The city twists under the weight of the sound. Buildings stretch taller, their windows narrowing into slits that glare down at you. Streets bend into impossible angles, spiraling inward, dragging you with them. You trip, stumble, but the bells keep pulling you forward one step at a time like a leash you can't cut. You end up in another square. You don't remember walking there, but here you are. The bells fall silent. Relief lasts half a breath. Because in the center of the square stands a Christmas tree. Enormous, towering. Its branches drip with tinsel that gleams like wet entrails. Ornaments hang heavy. Too heavy. You squint. They're not glass. They're not decorations. They're heads. Human heads. Eyes glazed, mouths slack, skin gray in the lamplight. The tree sways in the wind, branches creaking, ornaments knocking together with dull thuds. The sound is sickening, like skulls clacking against one another. And at the base of the tree, presents. Dozens of them. Boxes wrapped neatly in red and green, ribbons tied in perfect bows. Your breath catches. You should turn away, run. But your body moves forward, drawn to the gifts like a moth to flame. You kneel beside the nearest box. The paper is flawless, glossy, shining. Your fingers tremble as you untie the bow, peel back the wrapping. Inside, your coat, the one you tore off, shredded, soaked in blood, stuffed neatly into the box. You scream, shove it away, grab another present, rip it open. Inside, your boots, not the ones on your feet. The ones you wore yesterday, caked in mud, cracked at the seams. You haven't seen them since morning. You tear open another, and another. Each box holds something of yours. Things you've lost, things you've forgotten, things you don't remember losing until now. You stagger back, clutching your head, gasping, "No, no, no, no." The tree creaks louder. The heads sway harder, eyes rolling, mouths opening. One by one they whisper, "Open mine." You spin, shaking your head, but the whispers rise, overlapping, growing louder. "Open mine. Open mine. Open mine." The branches tremble. The tree groans. And then it moves. The trunk splits down the middle, cracking open like a wound. From inside, something steps out. Tall, thin, wrapped in bark like skin. Its face is smooth, blank, but its mouth opens wide, wood splintering, and the whispers pour out louder. Open mine. You run. Past the presents, past the swaying heads, past the towering nightmare that was a tree. The whispers chase you, clawing at your ears, tearing into your chest. You sprint through the streets, lungs burning, legs shaking, until you crash into another building. A storefront. Shattered glass. Mannequins toppled in the window. You stagger inside, desperate for shelter. The air is stale, thick with dust. Shelves line the walls, half empty, filled with toys. Wooden horses, porcelain dolls, tin soldiers. You freeze. The dolls' eyes glint in the dark. They turn. Together. All at once. You stumble back, crash into a shelf. Toys topple, clattering across the floor. The sound is deafening in the silence. Then the toys move. The horses rear, hooves scraping the shelves. The soldiers raise their rifles, bayonets glinting. The dolls crawl forward on stiff limbs, their painted smiles wide, cracked, splitting. You scramble, knocking over shelves, kicking at the crawling dolls, but more spill from the shadows. Tiny hands grab your ankles, claws dig into your calves. You scream, thrash, stomp them into splinters, but for every one you break, two more rise. You bolt for the door, crashing back into the street. The toys spill after you, pouring from the shop like floodwater, clattering across the cobblestones, their tiny voices chanting, "Play, play, play." You run, but the chant follows, shrill, endless. Toys clatter behind you, climbing one another, fusing into something larger. A doll with 3 heads, a soldier with 6 arms, a horse with human hands for hooves. The abomination lurches after you, chanting louder, "Play, play, play." You dive into another alley, slam into a wall, whip around. The toy mass squeezes after you, limbs scraping brick, eyes glowing faint. You grab a loose brick, hurl it. It smashes into porcelain, shattering one head, but the thing only laughs. "Play." You press yourself against the wall, whispering, "Please," and the wall answers. Your back sinks. Slowly, the bricks soften, grip you, pull you in. You thrash, scream, claw at the stone, but it swallows you whole. The toy mass lunges, but you're gone. Darkness closes around you. Silent, heavy. You tumble through nothing, spinning, falling until you hit solid ground hard. You groan, push yourself up, blink against the dark. You're not outside anymore. You're in a tunnel. Narrow, damp, endless. Torches sputter along the walls, casting weak light. The air stinks of mold and iron. And from deep within the tunnel you hear it. Bells, slow, low, louder with every chime. You whisper, broken, "Please, stop." But the bells don't stop. They never will. The tunnel breathes. You swear it does. Each torch flickers in rhythm, flaring brighter as you inhale, dimming as you exhale. The walls are wet stone, slick under your fingertips, pulsing faintly, like veins. You don't want to touch them, but you can't help it. The tunnel pulls you closer with every step. The bells pound louder. Each chime rattles dust from the ceiling, showers you in grit. You stagger forward, shielding your face, your throat raw from earlier screams. The sound isn't above you anymore. It's ahead, waiting. The air grows colder, heavier. Your breath fogs thick, hangs in front of your face before vanishing into the dark. The torches thin out. 1 every 10 feet. Then 20. Then gone. You walk blind. One hand dragging along the wall, the other stretched forward. Your boots slap wet stone. The tunnel floor slopes down deeper until you feel pressure building in your ears. The city isn't just above you anymore. It's on top of you, crushing you. Then you see it. A faint glow ahead. Not torchlight, not fire, something else. You stumble faster, lungs heaving, desperate for anything but black. The glow grows brighter, spreading, shimmering. You round a bend and stop. The tunnel opens into a vast cavern, enormous, bigger than the streets above, and in the center a pit, wide, bottomless, lined with stone carved into grotesque faces, each mouth open, each eye hollow, each expression twisted in agony. From the pit rises the glow, green, sickly, pulsing. And hanging above the pit, swaying gently on chains, is a bell, massive, rusted. Its surface crawls with carvings that shift when you try to focus. The bell tolls. The sound is unbearable up close. It slams into your chest, rattles your bones, makes your vision splinter. You drop to your knees, clutching your ears, but it doesn't help. The sound is inside you, shaking you apart. The faces carved in the stone walls begin to move. Mouths widen, eyes roll, voices rise. They scream with the bell, their agony folding into the chime until it's all one endless howl. You crawl backward, shaking, eyes fixed on the pit. Something stirs within. A shadow writhes, rising, stretching toward the bell. You can't make out its shape. Too many limbs, too many eyes shifting, reforming. But you know it sees you. The chains holding the bell creak. One snaps, then another. The bell tilts, sways, groans. You whisper, "No, no, no, no." The final chain breaks. The bell plummets. It doesn't crash, it doesn't shatter. It lands silently, perfectly at the edge of the pit, standing upright, waiting. And then it rings again. The force hurls you backward. Your body slams into the wall, cracks against stone. Pain explodes in your skull. You collapse, limp, ears bleeding. The world swims, vision blackening. Through the haze, you see figures emerging from the pit. Dozens, maybe hundreds, cloaked in shadow, crawling on all fours, dragging themselves out of the glow. Their movements are jerky, wrong, like broken puppets being forced upright. They surround the bell, heads bowed, hands twitching. Their voices rise in unison, chanting words you can't understand. Harsh, guttural, ancient. The glow from the pit flares, brighter, brighter, filling the cavern with sick light. The stone faces scream louder. The bell vibrates, cracks, splintering its surface. And then it stops. Silence. Total. Crushing. Every figure turns its head toward you. Hundreds of eyes. All on you. Your body locks. You want to run, but your legs won't move. Your chest heaves. Your throat burns. But no sound escapes. The figures begin to crawl toward you, slowly, deliberately, hands scraping stone, nails breaking, blood smearing the floor. Their chant resumes, softer now, like a lullaby. You press yourself against the wall, shaking your head, whispering, "No, please, no." One reaches you first. Its face lifts. Hood falls back. It's you, your own face, pale, hollow-eyed. Mouth stitched shut. You scream finally. The sound rips your throat raw. The figure doesn't flinch. It presses its stitched lips to your ear, and in a muffled, wet whisper it says, "You're the bell." Your vision snaps white. When it clears, you're standing in the cavern alone. No figures, no pit, no chains, just the bell, upright, perfect. Silent. You step closer, trembling, your own scream still ringing in your ears. Your reflection stares back at you in the bell's rusted surface. Hollow-eyed, stitched mouth. You stumble back, shake your head. No, that's not me. But the reflection moves when you don't, tilts its head, smiles. The bell tolls once more, inside your skull, and you realize your scream was never yours. It was the bell's. Your skull hums with the echo. It doesn't fade. It multiplies, overlapping in waves, shaking your vision, blurring the cavern into streaks of green light and stone faces. You clutch your head, digging your nails into your scalp, but the sound only grows louder. The bell doesn't toll outside anymore. It tolls inside you. You stagger forward, desperate to escape the cavern. Your boots slip on slick stone. Your palms scrape against walls that pulse like veins. The faces carved into them sneer, eyes following you, mouths twitching as though eager to swallow your screams. You stumble into a tunnel leading out, lungs burning, throat raw. The glow of the pit fades behind you, but the tolling follows, steady, relentless. Every step rattles your bones. Every breath vibrates your ribs. You're not just hearing the bell, you're becoming it. The tunnel twists tighter, narrower, until you're hunched, scraping shoulders on wet stone. The air grows hot, humid, stinking of sulfur and rot. You gag, stumble, crawl on your hands and knees. Your palms slide in muck, too warm to be mud, too sticky to be water. You don't look, you just crawl. The sound grows louder, not just tolling now. Voices, a chorus, singing through your skull, using your bones as an organ. The words blur, but the melody carves deep, sticky lines in your brain. You collapse at last, pressing your face to the stone, begging for silence. But silence doesn't come. The tolling sharpens, shrieks, until it's not sound at all. It's teeth, grinding, splitting, shattering. Your vision flickers. One moment you're in the tunnel, choking on heat. The next you're on 34th Street again. Snow falling, slush beneath your boots, lamps flickering. Normal, almost. You gasp, stagger upright. I'm back. Oh God, I'm back. You laugh, half sobbing. People walk past you, real people, wrapped in shawls, carrying parcels, huddling children close. The city looks alive again. For one glorious second, you think it's over. Then you notice. They're all sewn shut. Every passerby, every face, eyes stitched closed, mouths threaded tight. Still they walk, still they breathe, still they clutch their children. Children with seams crisscrossing their cheeks, lips sewn into permanent smiles. You stumble through the crowd, shaking your head, whispering, "No, no, no." But the street stretches wider, the crowd grows thicker, 1,000 stitched faces, 10,000, all turning toward you, and in your skull, the bell tolls. They stop, all at once. The street freezes, the air thickens. Snowflakes hang suspended. Then as one, the stitched mouths rip open, seams snapping, skin tearing, black threads dangling like worms. Blood gushes down their chins, but they don't scream. They laugh. The sound shreds the night. 1,000 voices, high, shrill, manic. The city drowns in it. You collapse, hands over your ears, but the sound is already inside, laughing with your laugh, singing with your scream, and then silence. You open your eyes. The street is empty. No people, no faces. Just you, kneeling in the slush, blood on your hands. You whisper, it's not real, but something answers. Then why does it hurt? You spin. A child stands behind you, not sewn shut, not laughing, just standing, pale skin, hollow eyes. In his hand, a toy soldier, broken, missing an arm. The same boy from before. You step back. Stay away from me. He tilts his head. I didn't stitch them. Your throat tightens. What are you? He steps closer. The toy soldier dangles in his hand, dripping something dark. Not paint, not resin, thicker, warmer. I'm the gift. The bell tolls again, hard, loud. Your skull feels like it cracks. You drop, screaming, clutching your head. When you look up, the boy is gone, but the soldier remains, in your hand. You stare at it, breath ragged. Its wooden face grins at you, splintered, cracked. The missing arm juts like a jagged knife. The toy whispers, "Ring louder." You hurl it away, scream, but it doesn't land. It vanishes mid-air, dissolving into shadow. The echo of its words lingers, clawing at your skull. Ring louder. The tolling grows unbearable, louder, faster, until your vision shatters into white. You're back in the cavern. The bell looms above you, perfect, whole. The figures kneel around it again, chanting, and this time, you kneel with them. Your lips move without your will. Your voice joins theirs. And your reflection stares back at you from the bell's surface. Stitched, hollow, grinning. Your knees grind against the stone, sharp and wet. But you don't rise. You can't. The chant pours from your throat, steady, rhythmic, like your lungs belong to someone else. The cavern thrums with sound, each word hammering into you, through you, out of you. The bell towers above, rusted surface gleaming green in the sick light of the pit. It vibrates faintly, as though every syllable strikes it like a mallet. The figures around you bow deeper, their hoods brushing the stone. You try to stop, try to choke down the chant, but your jaw aches, your tongue burns, and the words spill anyway. Then you notice your hands. They're not your hands anymore. The skin darkens, veins blackening, nails splitting into points. You press them to your face, and the chant wavers, just for a second. But the bell tolls inside your skull again, louder, and your body jerks forward like a puppet yanked by strings. The pit boils. The green glow surges, spitting shadows that climb the walls. The carved faces scream silently, mouths stretching wider. One by one, the hooded figures drop flat against the floor, prostrating themselves. You're forced down with them, face pressed to cold stone, slick with something warm. The chant stops. The cavern holds its breath. And then, chains rattle. Not above, not around, inside you. You gag, clutching your chest, feeling links grinding against your ribs. You cough, choke, and when you spit, it's metal. A fragment of chain, slick with blood, clatters to the floor. The bell tolls, louder, sharper. The sound doesn't shake the cavern, it shakes you, every bone, every nerve. You arch back, body convulsing, mouth open in a silent scream. The hooded figures rise, their hoods fall back, and every one of them wears your face. Dozens of you, hundreds. Pale, hollow-eyed, stitched, grinning. They stare unblinking, their mouths stretching in unison, and then they laugh. The sound drowns the cavern, splitting the stone, shattering the torches. The pit flares brighter, vomiting shadows that twist into shapes. Limbs, claws, mouths snapping hungrily. The faces carved into the walls weep blood. You stumble backward, gagging, pressing against the wall. No, no, no. The reflections advance. One steps closer, hand outstretched. Its fingers curl into yours. Cold, hard, wrong. You're the bell, it whispers, voice layered with hundreds more. You wrench free, stagger toward the tunnel. But the stone shifts under your feet, cracking open. A hand claws from the pit, massive, slick, reaching for you. You run, tripping, crawling, scrambling into the tunnel. The bell tolls again. The cavern vanishes, and you're back on 34th Street. The snow falls heavier, thick and wet, coating the sludge in a grey blanket. The lamps flicker weakly, shadows stretching long. The street is empty, silent. You stagger forward, boots crunching. For a moment, you almost believe you escaped. Almost. Then you hear it. Hooves. Slow. Heavy. You whip around. The sleigh is back. The skeletal horse dragging it, the cloaked driver hunched on the bench, the dolls in the back staring. Their porcelain heads turn in perfect unison toward you. You bolt. Down the street, around corners, slipping in sludge. The sleigh glides silently behind, never rushing, never falling back, just steady, certain. You dart into a shop, doors hanging crooked, shelves empty. You slam the door shut, press your back against it, gasping. The sleigh glides past outside. Relief floods you, shallow but real. Then you hear it. Play. You turn. The shelves are full now. Toys. Dozens. Hundreds. Dolls. Soldiers. Horses. Their heads tilt in unison. Their mouths open wide. Play. They launch. Porcelain claws rake your skin. Splintered teeth snap at your face. You thrash, kick, smash them against walls, but more swarm from the shelves, the ceiling, the floor. You grab a soldier, swing it like a club, shattering 3, but the fragments crawl back together, reforming. You stumble toward the back door, slam through it into another alley. The toys spill after you, their chant rising, shrill and endless. Play, play, play. The alley twists, bends, spits you back into the street. The sleigh waits. The dolls inside grin wider, their painted teeth cracking. The driver tilts his head. The hood slips back just enough to reveal his face. Your face, stitched, grinning, hollow-eyed. You scream, stumble backward, trip into the sludge. The dolls lean forward, porcelain jaws clacking. And then the sleigh is gone. The street is empty again. You're alone, except for the whisper in your hand. You look down. The toy soldier again, its cracked grin wide, its voice sharp. Ring louder. The toy soldier is warm in your palm. Too warm. Its wooden surface pulses faintly, like it has a heartbeat of its own. You try to drop it, but your fingers won't obey. They clutch tighter, knuckles white, splinters digging into your skin. Ring louder, it whispers again. You shake your head, teeth chattering. No. The soldier's jaw cracks open wider, splinters breaking, exposing something black and writhing beneath. Ring louder. Your body convulses. Pain explodes in your chest, a deep vibration that rattles your ribs. You scream, but the scream doesn't sound like yours. It's hollow, metallic, echoing like a chime. You stumble into the street, clutching your chest, the soldier still fused to your palm. Lamps flicker violently. Windows slam open. Faces peer out, stitched, pale, smiling. Their mouths rip wide, spilling black thread. They chant with the soldier. "Ring louder! Ring louder! Ring louder!" The sound shakes the buildings. Shutters rattle, stone cracks. The sky itself groans. You collapse to your knees, gasping, begging, "Stop! Please, stop!" But the soldier twists in your hand, splinters digging deeper. Blood drips down your wrist, thick, dark, steaming in the cold. The soldier drinks it, wood swelling, jaw stretching, voice shrieking. Louder. The bell tolls inside you again. Your back arches, spine snapping, vision shattering white. You feel yourself split, your body a hollow vessel, your scream echoing for miles. When the light fades, you're no longer in the street. You're in a church. Candles burn on every surface, wax dripping thick as blood. The pews are full, every seat taken by stitched figures, heads bowed, hands clasped. They hum faintly, their seams quivering. At the altar stands a priest, tall, thin, his face hidden beneath a hood. He raises his arms and the hum grows louder. The church trembles. The soldier in your hand twitches, grinning wider. The priest speaks. His voice is sharp, metallic, layered with echoes. The bell is here. Every stitched head rises. Their faces turn to you. Thread stretches, seams snap, blood gushes, but their smiles remain wide. "The bell is here," they whisper. The priest beckons. "Come forward." You stumble down the aisle, legs shaking, chest still vibrating with the toll. The soldier drips black ichor onto the floor, each drop hissing, burning holes in the wood. At the altar, the priest pulls back his hood. It's you, stitched, hollow-eyed, grinning. He leans close, presses his mouth to your ear, and whispers, "Ring for them." The congregation rises. Hundreds of figures, arms outstretched, waiting, trembling, chanting. "Ring, ring, ring." Your hand rises against your will. The soldier clutched tight. You slam it against your chest. The sound bursts out, deafening, metallic, endless. The church shakes, pews splinter, candles flare, shadows twist. The stitched congregation screams with joy, tearing their threads open, blood spilling, eyes bursting. They collapse, writhing, laughing. The priest, your reflection, grins wider. Louder. You slam the soldier again. The bell tolls harder. Your ribs crack. Blood floods your mouth. The scream shakes the church apart. Stained glass shatters, raining shards like frozen fire. The ceiling splits. Darkness pours in, not night, not sky, something thicker, heavier, alive. It drips down the walls, crawls across the floor, swallowing the writhing congregation whole. The priest steps into the dark, vanishing. The soldier in your hand laughs, splinters digging deeper. Louder. You slam it again. The floor collapses. You plunge into black. The fall lasts forever. Your body twists, stretches, cracks. Your scream becomes the toll. The toll becomes everything. When you land, it's soft, wet, alive. You open your eyes, you're lying in snow, real snow, white, pure, silent. Daylight burns your eyes. The sky is pale blue, clouds drifting, birds wheel above. The city is gone. No sludge, no smoke, no stitched faces. Just a wide, empty field of snow. You laugh, choking on relief. It's over, oh God, it's over. You stagger to your feet, arms outstretched, spinning in the snow. Breathless, free. Then you hear it, a jingle. Sleigh bells. You freeze. Slowly turn. Across the field, a sleigh glides silently. The skeletal horse, the cloaked driver, the dolls staring. The driver lifts his hood. Your face again, stitched, grinning. The soldier in your hand whispers, "You never left." The snow darkens, turns grey, then black. The sky folds inward, smothering the sun. The field dissolves. You're back in the street, slush under your boots, smoke in your throat. Bells tolling inside your skull, and the soldier laughs. The laughter rattles in your palm, a shrill splintering sound that cuts deeper than the cold ever could. You squeeze the soldier with all your strength, trying to crush it, break it, silence it, but it doesn't give. Its wood flexes, bends, reshapes beneath your grip like flesh. "Why fight?" it hisses. "You're already ringing." The bells slam inside your skull again, harder, faster. Your knees buckle, your body spasms. You hit the sludge face first, tasting soot, iron, rot. Your lungs heave, your stomach twists, and still the toll echoes. Above you, lamps sway violently, though no wind stirs. Windows rattle, Doors shudder. The city hums in rhythm with the sound inside you. You drag yourself to your knees, gagging. Blood streams from your nose, your ears, your eyes. The world swims red. Then you see them. Figures gathering at the end of the street. Dozens, then hundreds. Cloaked, hooded, moving in jerks, as if strings drag their limbs. Their feet don't splash the slush. They glide silently, inexorably forward. You stagger back, chest vibrating. The soldier still fused to your hand. The figures stop in perfect unison. The hoods tilt back. All your faces. 1,000 copies. Stitched, grinning, hollow-eyed. Their mouths open wide, black threads dangling, and they scream. Not words, not laughter. The bell. Your bell. The toll shatters glass. Windows explode outward, shards raining down like knives. The street cracks, stone splitting, steam hissing from the fissures. The sky churns black, clouds twisting into spirals. You drop, clutching your chest, shrieking, "Stop!" And for the first time, they obey. Silence slams down. Every copy tilts its head. Their stitched mouths curve wider. "You stopped it," they whisper in unison. Your breath catches. Relief flickers. You gasp. I can control it?" The soldier twitches in your hand, grin splitting deeper. Not control. Become. The figures surge forward, rushing as one mass, claws outstretched, mouths gaping. You scream, raise your arm, and the bell tolls again. The sound blasts through the street. The mass freezes mid-charge, bodies shuddering violently. Stitches snap. Skin tears. Their grins stretch until faces split open, blood spraying in ribbons. They collapse, writhing, screaming, until they melt into sludge. The toll fades. Silence returns. You collapse, gasping, chest heaving. The soldier hums faintly in your palm. "See?" it croons. "You are the bell." You stagger upright, trembling. Your reflection stares at you from every puddle in the street. Not your face, the stitched one, hollow-eyed, grinning. You whisper, broken, "No, that's not me." The reflections speak together. Then why do we ring the same? The puddles ripple. One by one your reflections climb out. Slender arms, dripping black water, clutching the stones, pulling themselves free. Dozens. Surrounding you, closing in. You swing your arm, desperate, and the bell tolls again. The sound crushes them, splintering their bodies, shattering them into mist. But the soldier laughs. They'll come again. They always do. Your legs give out. You collapse against a wall, trembling, head throbbing with the echo. Your voice is gone, shredded by screams. The only sound you make is the toll. Snow begins to fall again. Thick, wet clumps, but not white. Black. Each flake sizzles on your skin, burning tiny holes, searing pain. You scream, brush them off, but more fall, heavier, faster, blanketing the street in ash. The soldier whispers, "It's almost time." You rasp, "Time for what?" It doesn't answer. The bells do. They toll once, twice, thrice. The sound doesn't come from inside you this time. It comes from everywhere, the sky, the ground, the city itself. Buildings split down the middle, stone groaning, wood snapping. Lamps explode, fire spraying into the ashfall. The ground cracks, fissures racing through the street, opening into chasms that belch black smoke. Figures crawl out, not stitched, not copies, something older. Limbs too long, jaws too wide, eyes glowing green. They crawl on all fours, scraping claws against stone, tongues dragging across the ash. One lifts its head, stares straight at you. "You rang!" It growls, voice low, guttural, vibrating in your bones. Another follows, and another. Dozens pour from the fissures, filling the street, circling you. Their movements are jerky, unnatural, like marionettes whose strings tangle, but their eyes never leave you. "You rang," they echo. The soldier writhes in your hand, grinning wide, eyes glowing faintly. "And now they've come." You stumble back, gasping, clutching your chest. No, I didn't." "You did," the soldier purrs. "You rang louder." The creatures surge forward, claws outstretched, mouths gaping. You scream. Slam your hand against your chest. The bell tolls, the street explodes with sound. The creatures freeze mid-charge, bodies convulsing, eyes bursting in sprays of green. They collapse, twitching, shrieking, melting into pools of black. The toll fades. Silence again. But the street is gone. The city is gone. You stand in an endless plain of ash. Empty, silent, dead. The soldier twitches in your palm, its whisper cutting through the stillness. Now you see. You rasp, broken. See what? Its grin widens. Splinters crack. Its jaw unhinges, splitting the wood. That there was never a miracle. The ash stirs. Figures rise from it. Slowly, one by one. Stitched faces, hollow eyes, grinning mouths. Thousands, tens of thousands. All yours. The plain stretches forever. A wasteland of ash beneath a sky of boiling black. And in every direction, your faces. Thousands, tens of thousands. Each one stitched, hollow, grinning. They rise slow, deliberate, ash cascading from their limbs as though they're shaking off sleep. Their eyes lock on you. Your knees buckle. No, 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 no. The toy soldier pulses in your palm, heartbeat syncing with your own. Yes, it whispers, voice syrup thick. All of you. Every ring leaves an echo, and now the echoes have bodies. The stitched faces take a step forward in unison. The ash crunches under their feet. The sound is unbearable, like bones grinding together, endless and sharp. You stagger back. Stay away. The soldier laughs, splinters splitting wider across its grin. They can't. They are you. Every time you rang, you birthed another. Every toll is a seed, and seeds grow. The stitched masses step closer. Ash swirls, rising into choking clouds. You cover your face, coughing, but the particles crawl into your lungs, scraping down your throat. You gag, spit black sludge. The soldier hisses, louder. You clutch your chest, shake your head. No, I won't. But your ribs ache, cracking with each breath. The toll hums inside, begging release. The stitched crowd grins wider, threads snapping, mouths stretching until their jaws hang loose. They begin to laugh, thousands of voices, a sound like glass shattering, knives scraping, children giggling. You scream, slam the soldier into your chest. The bell tolls. The ash plane erupts, figures explode, seams bursting, black blood spraying into the air. The laughter distorts, twists into shrieks, bodies convulse, collapsing into sludge. But more rise, always more. The soldier hums, satisfied. Louder. You collapse, trembling, shaking your head. I can't keep doing this. The stitched sea advances. Closer, closer. Thousands of arms reaching, claws stretching. The ash swallows their feet, their legs, their waists, but they keep moving, relentless. You slam the soldier again. The toll detonates. Your own ears rupture. Blood pours down your neck. Your vision splinters into white shards. The stitched faces burst apart hundreds at a time, dissolving into clouds of ash. But the bell inside keeps ringing, louder, harder, too much. Your spine cracks. Your ribs cave. Your skull feels like it splits in half. You shriek, but the sound is no longer human. It's the toll. A sound so massive, the ash plane itself shudders. Fissures tearing open in every direction. Green light spills from below. The same glow from the pit. The soldier laughs, shrill, manic. There it is. You've rung loud enough to open it. The fissures widen. Ash falls away, revealing an abyss beneath. The stitched faces topple in, laughing even as they fall. Their voices echo, spiraling down into the green. You collapse on the trembling plane, clutching your chest, sobbing. What have I done? The soldier writhes in your grip, its jaw splitting into four, dripping black ichor. You've done what you were meant to. You rang. And now the ground crumbles beneath you. You fall. Wind tears at your body, flaying skin, ripping screams from your throat. The abyss stretches forever, glowing brighter, louder. The bell tolls in rhythm with your fall, each chime cracking your bones wider. You crash onto stone, shatter, lie limp, unable to move. The glow blinds you, sickly green flooding every corner of vision. When your sight clears, you're in the cavern again. The bell towers above, whole, perfect, gleaming, and around it, the stitched congregation, thousands this time, all your faces, all kneeling, all chanting. The soldier in your palm vibrates violently, splinters crawling up your arm, sinking into your skin. Now, it whispers. Ring for them. You shake your head weakly, sobbing. No more, please. No more. The stitched masses hiss as one. Their jaws unhinge, threads snapping, mouths gaping. Ring. The soldier twists your arm upward, slams into your chest. The toll explodes. The cavern shakes, stone cracking, ceiling collapsing in showers of dust. The pit glows brighter, vomiting shadows that crawl the walls like spiders. The faces carved into stone split open, black liquid spilling from their eyes. The stitched congregation shrieks with joy, tearing themselves apart, blood spraying, limbs snapping. They fall to the floor, writhing, laughing, chanting louder. The soldier digs deeper into your palm, fusing with bone. Again. You slam it once more. The toll splits the world. The cavern folds, the city folds, the ash plain folds. Everything twists into itself, collapsing, reforming, and suddenly, you're standing on 34th Street again. Normal, clean, bright. Snow falls gently. Shops glow with candlelight. Families laugh, carrying parcels. Carols drift through the air. You whisper, trembling, "It's over." The soldier twitches. "Look closer." You do. The snow isn't white, it's ash. The family's eyes are stitched. The carols twist into laughter. And in every shop window, your reflection, grinning. You stagger back from the window, chest heaving, eyes darting from one reflection to another. Every pane of glass along 34th Street shows the same thing. Not you, but the stitched version. Hollow-eyed, grinning. Sometimes they mimic your movements, sometimes they don't. One tilts its head. You don't. Another raises a hand. You don't. The glass fogs with your breath, though you're standing feet away. Threads drip from the mouths of your reflections, stretching down the glass like veins. The toy soldier pulses in your palm, its grin widening, its voice a shrill hiss. They're waiting. The reflections begin to move. Not just mimic. Move. They press against the glass, palms spreading wide, jaws splitting, teeth grinding. Cracks spider across the windows. One reflection's hand bursts through the glass, splinters spraying, shards raining onto the street. You stumble back, slip in the slush. The other reflections follow. Dozens of stitched yous climb out of the windows, bodies jerking, threads dangling from their faces. They surround you in seconds, circling, tightening. You clutch your chest, screaming, "Stay back!" The soldier laughs, writhing in your hand. They are back. You rang them here. The stitched circle closes. Their mouths stretch wider, stitches snapping, blood spilling. They laugh in unison, your laugh distorted, warped. You slam the soldier against your chest. The toll detonates. The reflections shatter, bodies bursting into shards of glass and ash. The sound knocks you to your knees, blood spraying from your ears. The soldier hums with satisfaction. Yes, louder, always louder. You collapse forward, gasping. Your palms slap the slush, and for the first time you notice it's warm, too warm. You lift your hand. It drips not with snowmelt but with blood. The entire street is red. You stumble to your feet, heart pounding. The lamps burn brighter, flames licking higher, dripping molten wax onto the cobblestones. Shops warp, walls bending, doors stretching into jagged mouths. The families walking the street dissolve into shadows, their laughter rising into shrieks. And then you hear sleigh bells. You freeze. The sound is distant, faint, but steady. The jingling grows louder, closer, clashing with the toll inside you until the two rhythms merge into one unbearable symphony. The sleigh glides into view, the skeletal horse dragging it, the cloaked driver, the dolls in the back, porcelain eyes gleaming. But this time, the sleigh stops. The driver raises his hood. It's you again, stitched, hollow, grinning. He speaks for the first time, his voice echoing like the bell. "Get in." You stagger back. "No." The stitched driver tilts his head. "You already did." You whirl around. The street behind you is gone. Only the sleigh remains. Only the stitched driver, hand outstretched. The soldier twitches in your palm, claws digging into your skin. "Get in." Ring louder. You shake your head violently, sobbing. "I'm not the bell, I'm not—" The toll interrupts, shattering your denial. It erupts from your chest, blasting outward, shoving you to your knees. The sleigh rocks with the force, the dolls tumbling, their heads cracking. The stitched driver doesn't flinch. He just smiles wider. Louder. The horse stamps its skeletal hooves, steam hissing from its ribs. The sleigh lurches forward, surging toward you. You dive aside, crash into the sludge. The sleigh misses by inches, scraping sparks from the cobblestones. The soldier howls in your hand. Louder! You slam it against your chest. The toll erupts. The sleigh cracks. The horse stumbles, shards of bones snapping. The dolls shriek, faces splintering, porcelain blood spraying. The driver collapses into ash. The sleigh disintegrates. You collapse too, body limp, chest heaving. The toll fades, leaving silence so thick it feels like suffocation. You whisper, "It's over. Please let it be over." But then you hear it, clapping, slow, steady, echoing through the empty street. You lift your head. At the far end of the street stands a man, tall, thin, wrapped in black, his face hidden in shadow. He steps forward, each clap sharp, mocking. "Beautiful," he says. His voice is low, smooth, vibrating like the bell itself. A performance worthy of eternity. You stagger back. "Who are you?" The man laughs softly. "Not who. What? I'm the silence between the tolls. I'm the pause before the scream. I'm the space where you think you're free." He steps closer. The shadows cling to him, rippling like water. His face never emerges, just darkness. "And you," he says, pointing, "are my bell." The soldier writhes in your palm, splinters crawling up your arm, fusing with your skin. You shriek, claw at it, but it won't release. The man tilts his head. "Ring again." You shake your head violently. "No." His voice deepens, echoing. "Ring." The toll erupts without your will. Your back arches, mouth gapes, scream splitting into metallic resonance. The street explodes with sound. Windows burst, stone cracks, shadows writhe. The man spreads his arms, laughing, voice lost in the chaos. "Yes." Louder. The sound rattles the street until it feels like the world is cracking in half. Stone splits, lamps topple, the very air quivers with each toll. You can't stop it. Your body is just a hollow tube now, and the bell tolls through you, not from you. The cloaked man laughs, spreading his arms wider, soaking in the chaos. "Yes, let it break, let it swallow." His voice folds into the toll, deeper, richer, like he's conducting an orchestra of destruction. Your skin blisters, splitting along your arms where the soldier's splinters crawl deeper, rooting into bone. Black veins snake up your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder. Your body isn't yours anymore. It's a bell tower of flesh. You scream, but the scream is a toll. The reflections reappear in every broken shard of glass on the ground. 1,000 little yous staring up, stitched, grinning, vibrating in rhythm. Each one whispers, louder. You slam your fists against the cobblestones, shrieking, "Stop it, please stop it." The toll falters for 1 second, just one. The cloaked man's head snaps toward you. "Don't you dare quiet." His voice is thunder. The toll roars back, stronger, crueler. Your body convulses, teeth snapping, ribs cracking. The soldier in your palm giggles high and sharp like a child at play. He's right. Louder. Always louder. The sky splits. Clouds peel apart like torn fabric, revealing not stars, not moon, just endless green light, pulsing in rhythm with the toll. Shapes writhe in it. Shadows, limbs, mouths. They lean closer with every ring drawn like moths to flame. The cloaked man points upward. They hear you. They come for you. Do you understand? You're their summons, their feast. Your throat rips raw as you try to scream, "I don't want this." The toll answers for you. The figures in the green shift closer. Dozens, hundreds. Each toll pulls them down, stretching their limbs through the sky. Claws scrape the air. Mouths open wider. The cloaked man's laughter rattles your bones. "Ring the sky open. Ring the world apart." The soldier cackles. "Louder!" You thrash, claw at your chest, desperate to tear it out. Your nails rip flesh. Blood sprays, but no wound appears. Your body is hollow. No organs, no heart. Just the bell. Then, a silence. Not relief, not mercy. A pause. The cloaked man tilts his head, frowning. The soldier stills in your palm. Even the stitched reflections freeze. The toll has stopped. The quiet presses in heavier than any sound. Your chest feels stuffed, ready to burst. Every nerve screams, you tremble, waiting. The cloaked man whispers, low, dangerous. "Why have you stopped?" You gasp. "Because I'm not your bell." The street buckles beneath you. Cracks spider out from where you kneel. The silence deepens until you can hear your own blood rushing, your bones groaning. Then the bell tolls. But not from you, from him. The cloaked man's chest caves, expands, and the toll bursts out deeper than yours ever was. The sound slams you into the cobblestones, ribs snapping, blood spurting from your mouth. The street splits wider, chasms vomiting green light. The soldier in your palm shrieks, terrified. "No, that's not him. That's not supposed to be him." The cloaked man laughs, voice woven with the toll. "You thought you were the only bell. Fool. You're just one chime in a carillon." He tolls again. Stronger. Louder. The sky rips open, shadows pouring through, massive forms writhing into the world. Their claws gouge stone, their mouths stretch wide, their laughter deafens. You crawl forward, bleeding, sobbing. "Stop! Please stop!" The soldier claws at your hand, wood splintering into your flesh. "Ring louder! Don't let him drown you!" You slam it against your chest. The toll erupts. Yours clashes with his, two bells screaming at once. The street convulses, buildings topple, the sky splits wider. Shadows writhe between the tones, devouring sound, devouring silence, devouring everything. The reflections in the shards shatter, grinning faces breaking apart. The stitched masses pour from the fissures, clawing their way up, dragged by the rhythm of the dueling tolls. The cloaked man spreads his arms wider, face still hidden. "Yes, this is the chorus!" You collapse, body breaking, chest vibrating so violently your bones splinter from the inside. Your scream rips out with the toll. Your blood sprays and the soldier shrieks with joy. Then your toll falters. The cloaked man's doesn't. His bell booms louder, swallowing yours, shaking the world until cracks splinter across the sky itself. The shadows above laugh, shriek, descend faster. The soldier in your hand writhes violently, its voice shrill, panicked. Don't let him ring alone. Don't let him win. But you can't. You're broken, empty, hollow. The cloaked man steps closer, tolling with every step. Each sound slams into you like a hammer, crushing bone, bursting veins. He kneels, shadow face inches from yours, voice deep and endless. "Good bell. Now shatter." The soldier screams in your palm. You scream too. The toll erupts one last time, and the street splits completely open. The world collapses beneath you. Cobblestones crumble, buildings topple, the sky itself rips apart, vomiting green light and shadows thicker than night. You fall, not through air, not through space, but through sound. The toll stretches into infinity, carrying you down, down, down. Your body smashes against something solid, not stone, not earth, something softer, warmer, alive. You sink into it, choking on the stench, rot, iron, smoke. The surface writhes beneath you, pulsing like muscle. You stagger up, boots sinking ankle deep into the fleshy ground. Veins snake across the surface, throbbing in rhythm with the toll. The soldier in your hand twitches, voice shrill. You're in it now. The hollow beneath, the stomach of the song. All around, the stitched faces rise again. Not hundreds, not thousands. An endless sea emerging from the living ground, dragging themselves upright. Their threads dangle, their grins gape, their hollow eyes gleam. They don't chant. They don't laugh. They just stand, silent, waiting. The cloaked man lands lightly in front of them, as if gravity has no claim on him. His chest swells, and another toll erupts, louder, deeper. The ground convulses, stitched bodies dropping to their knees in perfect unison. You collapse too, unable to resist. Your body bows, your forehead slamming into the flesh floor. Blood smears your skin, your teeth rattle. The soldier claws into your palm, desperate, furious. Ring, don't let him own them. You lift your head, shaking, blood streaming from your ears. I can't, he's stronger. Louder, the soldier shrieks. You slam it against your chest. The toll bursts out, cracking the ground. Some stitched figures collapse into ash, threads unraveling, faces splitting apart. Others rise higher, trembling, torn between the two bells. The cloaked man tilts his head, laughter booming through the cavernous space. Pathetic. You think your tone rivals mine? I am silence itself. I am the void between. You're just an echo. His toll drowns yours. The sound slams into you like a tidal wave, shattering bone, ripping skin. You collapse again, screaming, but the scream is swallowed instantly. The stitched congregation surges forward, surrounding you, dragging you down into the living ground. Claws rake your arms, threads wrap your legs, pulling you under. Their faces press close, mouths stretching wide, breath reeking of ash. "You rang us," they whisper. "Now we eat you." You thrash, shrieking, "No!" The soldier explodes with heat, burning your palm. Its jaw splits wide, spilling black ichor across your arm. "Louder!" You slam it against your chest. The toll bursts out, not once, but 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. The shockwave hurls the stitched mass away, shredding them into dust. The ground splits, veins snapping, ichor spraying. The cloaked man stumbles just for a second. His hood slips, and you see his face. Your face. Not stitched, not grinning. Just blank. Smooth skin where features should be. A void. Your breath catches. "What? What are you?" His toll answers. It shakes the ground, cracks the sky of green, pulls more shadows through. His voice weaves into the sound, layered, infinite. "I am what's left when you stop screaming. I am the hollow after the ring. I am the silence that eats." The soldier writhes in your hand, frantic. "Kill him. Kill the silence. Ring until nothing's left." You slam it again. The toll collides with his. The sound rips through the world like dueling storms. The stitched sea writhes, torn between bells, ripping themselves apart in confusion. Shadows writhe above, mouths snapping, claws grasping, hungry for both. Your chest bursts with pain. Ribs crack, lungs collapse. Blood gushes from your throat. You can't keep going. The toll is breaking you apart from the inside. The cloaked man laughs, even as his hood slips lower, revealing more of that blank void face. "See? You can't outlast me." Echoes die, silence endures. You collapse, sobbing. "Then take it. Take the bell. I don't want it anymore." The soldier screeches, voice wild, panicked. "No! You're mine! You're mine!" It digs deeper, splinters crawling through your veins, rooting in your chest. You convulse, choking, your blood turning black. The soldier's voice twists into a shrill song. "Ring forever. Ring forever." The cloaked man steps closer, toll shaking the air. "You'll never be free." You lift your head, teeth gritted, blood spraying. "Then I'll break it." You raise the soldier high. Its splinters tear your flesh. Its jaw snaps. It screams in fury. "No!" You slam it against the ground. The toll explodes, not from your chest, not from the cloaked man, but from the soldier itself. The sound is sharper, purer, a note so high it shatters everything. The stitched faces burst into ash. The shadows above shriek, ripping apart. The ground convulses, veins snapping, ichor flooding. The soldier splinters in your hand, exploding into shards. Black fire erupts from your palm, racing up your arm, through your chest. You collapse, screaming, body convulsing as the toll dies. Silence slams down. The cloaked man freezes. His hood slips away fully. His face, smooth, blank, a void. But cracks now splinter it. The silence has broken. He staggers, voice trembling. "What have you done?" You collapse in the ichor, chest hollow, hand empty, vision fading. You whisper, "No more ringing." The cracks spread across his face. His body convulses, splitting. A sound escapes him, not a toll, not a laugh, a scream. And then he shatters. The silence dies. The world dies with it. The pieces of him scatter into the ichor like shards of glass. They sink, bubbling, hissing, dissolving into nothing. The silence he carried with him dissolves too, leaving only the hollow roar of the cavern collapsing. You lie in the muck, chest heaving, body torn and broken. Your hand is mangled, fingers twisted, splinters of the soldier embedded deep in the flesh. Each shard hums faintly, like tiny bells, soft and pitiful. The ground convulses beneath you. Cracks spider outward. The veins pulse violently, ichor spraying in geysers. The stitched faces erupt one last time from the ash, laughing, screaming, clawing their way toward you, only to crumble into dust before reaching your skin. The sky above folds in on itself, green light writhing, shadows clawing but no longer descending. They scream in fury, unable to breach. The cracks of silence on the cloaked man's face destroyed their doorway. You whisper, trembling, "I did it. I ended it." But the shards in your palm hum louder. The sound is soft, mocking. "Did you?" You stagger upright, chest hollow, ribs shattered, every step agony. The cavern groans, walls splitting, stone faces collapsing into rubble. The pit boils over, green light vomiting upward, swallowing the ceiling. You have to run. You stumble through the sludge, slipping, crawling, dragging your ruined body toward the tunnel. Behind you, the pit collapses into itself, sucking stone, ichor, and stitched ash into an endless void. The roar deafens, drowning your ragged breath. The tunnel narrows, squeezing you, stone pressing against your shoulders. You claw forward, fingernails tearing, leaving streaks of blood. The shards in your palm slice deeper, whispering faintly, "Ring, ring, ring." You scream, smashing your fist against the wall, embedding shards deeper. Blood pours, but the whisper only grows sweeter. The tunnel vomits you back into the street. 34th Street again. Snow falls softly, white this time. Clean, silent. Shops glow warmly. Families laugh. Children tug at their parents' sleeves, pointing at toys in windows. It looks normal, it looks safe, but you know better. You stumble forward, dripping blood into the snow, your chest still humming faintly. No one notices you. They walk past as though you don't exist. Their eyes are bright, not stitched. Their smiles genuine, not forced. A child bumps into you, giggles, and runs after his mother. You collapse against a lamppost, shaking. "Is it real?" The shards whisper. "No." You look down at your palm. The splinters glow faintly, pulsing like veins. You claw at them, but they sink deeper, fusing with bone. Your vision flickers. For a second, the street isn't white, it's black. The families aren't smiling, they're stitched. The shops aren't glowing, they're bleeding. You blink, and it's normal again. The shards whisper, "See? You're both." You stagger down the street, clutching your chest. Your breath fogs, ragged. Each step feels heavier. The laughter of families cuts like knives. Every jingle of coins, every crackle of firewood. Mockery. You collapse onto the steps of a church. The bells above begin to ring for Christmas morning, but the sound doesn't match the rhythm inside your chest. You weep, clutching yourself. "Please, let it stop. Let it stop." The church doors creak open. A priest steps out, smiling warmly. His face is kind, his eyes soft. He bends, offers a hand. "Come inside, child. Warm yourself." You hesitate. His hand looks real, gentle, but when you look at his eyes again, they flicker. For just a moment, they're stitched. You jerk back, shaking your head. "No." The priest tilts his head, smile unwavering. "You've rung so long. Don't you want rest?" You whisper, broken. "I just want silence." His smile stretches, too wide. Threads glimmer faintly at the corners of his lips. "Silence is mine." Your chest tolls once. The priest laughs. You scream, stumbling back into the street, collapsing into the snow. Families stop and stare, gasping. Their faces are normal until they're not. Their eyes stitch closed. Their mouths rip open. They laugh. You thrash in the snow, sobbing, "No, no, it's not real." The world flickers. Normal, stitched, normal, stitched, both at once. The shards hum louder, drowning out the bells, drowning out the laughter, drowning out everything. "Louder," they whisper. You slam your fist against your chest. The toll erupts, blasting outward. Families vanish. Shops explode. Snow burns black. And you're alone again. 34th Street, empty, silent. You kneel in the snow, gasping, chest hollow, hand mangled. The shards glow brighter, feeding on your blood, rooting deeper. You realize the truth. You didn't end it. You just inherited it. The snow drifts quietly around you, but there's no peace in it. Each flake melts on your skin like acid, stinging, burning tiny holes that glow faint green before sealing again. The world is playing with you, teasing, reminding you that you can't escape. Your chest hums faintly with every breath, the toll softer now like a whisper waiting to grow. The shards in your palm twitch, threads of black wood stretching up your arm, crawling beneath your skin. They itch, they burn, they sing. You stagger upright, swaying, staring at the empty street. "I won't do it, I won't ring again." The shards giggle, not laugh, giggle, high, childish, cruel. You already are. You clutch your chest, sobbing. The world flickers around you. One blink shows Christmas morning. Families in carriages, shopkeepers sweeping snow, children laughing in scarves and mittens. The next blink shows the nightmare, stitched mouths, bleeding shop windows, skeletal horses dragging sleighs of dolls. Both bleed into one another until you can't tell which is real. You stumble forward, boots slipping in the slush, your breath fogging heavy. Each step sounds hollow, echoing too loud, like your footfalls are tolls themselves. Then you see her, a girl, standing alone in the middle of the street. Hair white as snow, skin pale, eyes too wide. She wears a thin nightgown, bare feet sinking into the slush. She doesn't move, doesn't blink, just stares at you. You rasp, voice broken. "Who are you?" The girl tilts her head. Her lips part. Her voice is soft, flat, childlike. "I'm what comes after." Your chest seizes. The toll bursts once, sharp and involuntary. The girl doesn't flinch. She steps closer, bare feet leaving blackened prints in the snow. "You rang. He rang. Now I ring." You shake your head violently. No, I destroyed it. I shattered him." The girl smiles, too wide. "You only broke silence, not song." The shards in your palm hum louder, threads digging deeper. They hiss in unison. She's the next bell. You collapse to your knees, clawing at your chest. Take it from me. Please, take it." The girl stops inches away. Her eyes glint faintly green. She leans close, whispers, "I don't take. You give." Your ribs convulse. Your chest splits. A black glow bursts through the cracks, searing hot, spraying blood into the snow. You scream, body arching, vision fracturing white. The shards in your hand wriggle free, flying into the girl's chest like nails hammered into wood. She jerks, convulses, but doesn't scream. She just smiles wider. Your body collapses, limp, hollow. The toll fades inside you, leaving silence. For the first time, silence. You gasp, sobbing in relief. It's gone, but then you hear it. Her toll. Soft at first, higher pitched, clearer, like a bell made of glass. It rings once, twice, 3 times. The sound is beautiful, pure, until it isn't. The snow blackens instantly. The sky splits. Shadows writhe above, shrieking with joy. The families on the street freeze, stitched lines tearing across their faces, mouths ripping wide, laughter spilling. Her toll is stronger than yours ever was. You crawl backward, shaking your head, whispering, "No, no, no, no." The girl spreads her arms. Her nightgown tears, threads unraveling, body glowing green through the seams. Her mouth stretches until it splits her cheeks, and still she smiles. "I'm the miracle," she whispers. The stitched masses pour from every doorway, every alley, every shattered window. They swarm, bowing at her feet, trembling in worship. Shadows descend faster, claws gouging stone, mouths dripping black. You collapse against the wall, sobbing. "Please, stop her." The shards whisper faintly from inside her chest. No one stops the next bell. Her toll erupts again, shattering the city. Cobblestones burst, shops collapse, towers crumble. The river boils, steam rising in clouds of green. Families laugh as their bodies tear apart, stitched grins splitting until their heads fall loose. Children giggle as their toys crawl to life, dragging them screaming into the sludge, and she laughs with them. The girl tilts her head back, tolling again, louder, brighter. Shadows surge through the rift in the sky, flooding the city, devouring everything in sight. The stitched congregation rises anew, millions strong, bowing, chanting, tearing themselves apart in ecstasy. You crawl forward, choking on ash, gasping, "I won't let you." But your voice is gone, your body hollow, your chest silent. You can't ring anymore. The girl kneels in front of you, glowing, stitched wide, eyes blazing green. She strokes your cheek gently. Her touch burns. "You were the practice," she whispers. Her toll explodes. The city dies. You don't die. You should. The blast of her toll rips the city apart, folding stone into ash, tearing shadows into ribbons, boiling rivers into steam. Families dissolve into stitched laughter before bursting into dust. Towers collapse, streets cave, the sky splits wider. But you remain, broken, hollow, silent. The silence is worse than the sound. Your chest is empty. No hum, no toll. Just a hollow cavity where your heart once was. You press your hands against your ribs, feel nothing but bone. The girl stands in the ruins, glowing brighter with each toll. Her hair floats weightless, her gown shredded by green fire. Stitched faces swarm at her feet, millions strong, clawing the ash, worshipping her song. Shadows descend through the rift, gargantuan limbs curling around buildings, moors dripping ichor onto the rubble. And still she tolls. Each sound rips another piece of the world away. And still, you live. The shards whisper faintly inside her chest, voices faint but clear. We gave you silence. That is your curse. You stagger to your feet, trembling, swaying. Why me? Why am I still here? The girl turns, eyes blazing green. Her grin stretches wide, blood spilling from torn cheeks. Because you rang first. Her toll detonates again. The ground beneath you shatters, hurling you into the air. You crash onto rubble, bones breaking, vision blurring. Still alive, still silent. The stitched swarm rushes past you, tearing at each other, laughing, screaming. Shadows stomp through the ruins, devouring the writhing mass, chewing, swallowing. Green ichor rains from the sky, burning your skin. You crawl, dragging yourself through the ash. Your nails split, your flesh tears. But you move, not away from her, but toward her. The girl watches you approach, tilting her head. What will you do, bell with no sound? Ring at me with silence? You collapse at her feet, gasping. Please, stop. She kneels, placing her glowing hand over your hollow chest. The touch burns, searing deep. You're empty. You gave it up. You have nothing. You clutch her wrist, eyes blazing with desperation. Then I'll take it back, she laughs, a shrill, piercing sound that makes the stitched masses convulse in ecstasy. You can't. The shards are mine now. But the soldier's voice twitches faintly in your memory. Louder, louder. You dig your nails into her wrist, snarling, then I'll tear it out of you. Her grin falters for the first time. You lunge, driving your mangled hand into her chest. She screams, her toll faltering, the sound splintering into broken notes. Green light bursts from her body, searing your flesh, but you claw deeper, pulling, tearing. The shards writhe inside her, screaming, whispering, laughing all at once. They resist, they cut. But you drag them free, ripping them from her glowing chest. She collapses, convulsing, stitched mouth splitting wider, eyes bursting green. Her toll dies mid-ring, cut short like a breath stolen. The stitched masses freeze, the shadows shriek. The world halts. You collapse backward, clutching the shards in your ruined hand. They hum violently, burning your skin, embedding deeper. Your chest convulses, hollow cavity splitting open, dragging them back inside. The toll returns. Boom. Your ribs crack outward, blood sprays. The sound bursts through the ruins, shaking the stitched masses to dust, ripping shadows back into the rift. The sky howls, folding inward, collapsing the wound of green. The girl writhes on the ground, screaming, "No, it was mine, mine!" You stagger upright, glowing faintly now, the shards humming inside your chest. Your voice vibrates with the toll as you whisper, "Not anymore." You slam your hand against your chest. The toll explodes. The girl bursts apart. Shreds of fabric, shreds of flesh, shreds of sound. She dissolves into ash that scatters on the wind. The stitched masses collapse in heaps, strings snapping, mouths silenced. Shadows claw one last time at the closing rift, shrieking, before vanishing into green. The city falls quiet, truly quiet. You stand in the ruins, chest glowing faintly, shards fused forever. For the first time, silence doesn't mock you. It feels earned. But then, the bell tolls again, not yours. Far away, another. Boom. Your knees buckle. You whisper, "Broken. No, not again. Not another." The toll echoes louder, closer, different, deeper. A second bell, vibrating through the ruins, shaking stone and bone alike. You stagger forward, eyes wide. The shards in your chest hum violently, answering the call. The world isn't ending. It's beginning. The sound rolls through the ruins like thunder underwater. It's not your toll. You know it instantly. Too deep, too slow, too deliberate. Yours is chaos, cracked ribs and split screams. This one is steady, ancient, certain. Boom. It vibrates through the rubble, shaking stones loose, rattling your teeth. You stagger, clutching your chest as the shards hum violently, desperate to answer. Your ribs ache, your hollow cavity glowing faint green again. "No!" You rasp, staggering. Not another! Boom! The stitched ashes on the ground twitch. Threads snap taut, pulling fragments back together. Heads roll toward necks. Limbs crawl to torsos. The dead are rising again, not laughing, not screaming, but silent. Waiting, you stumble backward, eyes wide. No, stay down, I killed you! Boom! The silence shatters. The stitched masses rise as one, millions strong, blank-eyed, threads dangling loose. Their mouths do not grin this time, they are neutral, empty, as if waiting for orders. The soldiers' shards in your chest hum wildly, nearly bursting. It's not you anymore, they whisper, frantic. Another toll has claimed them. You collapse against a broken wall, breath ragged, ribs tearing with every inhale. Who? Boom. The air thickens, snow swirling upward instead of down, ash twisting into columns. A shape moves in the distance, tall, colossal. A silhouette so large it dwarfs the ruins of 34th Street. Each step it takes shakes the ground, rattling the stitched masses into applause. It's not a man. It's not even human. It's a bell, walking. Its body is forged of rusted bronze, surface cracked, veins of green light glowing within. Chains dangle from its sides, dragging across the ground with the weight of centuries. It moves on 4 jagged limbs, each slam a toll. Boom! The stitched masses collapse to their knees, bowing, threads stretching reverently. You stagger back, sobbing. No, 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 no. The shards in your chest writhe, screaming now. That is the first. The one that rang before you. The one that rang before all. Your stomach lurches. The first? The shards hiss. The father bell. The father bell looms closer, each step a quake. The ground splits, green ichor flooding upward, boiling in the cold air. The sky peels again, shadows writhing, shrieking, racing toward the glow of its body. It stops. It tilts its colossal form, turning toward you. Boom! The toll hammers your chest, forcing you to your knees. Blood sprays from your mouth. Your vision shatters into white. The shards inside you scream with pain and joy. He calls us home. You claw at your ribs, shrieking, "No, I won't be his." The father bell tolls again, louder. The ruins collapse further. The stitched masses convulse, their mouths tearing wide, threads snapping. They chant, not laughter, not song, but one word. Father. You stagger to your feet, stumbling toward the rubble, desperate for escape. But the toll follows. Boom, boom, boom. Each step slams into your skull, splintering thought into static. The shards inside you hum in rhythm, matching the father bell. Your body jerks with each pulse, dragged like a marionette. You scream through blood. "I'm not yours." The toll answers. Your chest bursts open. Shards shoot from your ribs, streaking through the air like knives, embedding into the earth. The ruins, the stitched masses. Each one vibrates, ringing in harmony with the father bell. You collapse, hollow again, chest split wide, blood gushing. The father bell tilts, chains clanging, voice vibrating through the toll. You were never yours to keep. You claw at the ground, dragging yourself forward, desperate to escape. But the shards in the ruins hum louder, forming a chorus of bells. Every stone, every body, every fragment of the city tolls with the father. The sky splits wide. Shadows descend in rivers, crawling on all fours, laughing, screaming. They surge toward the stitched masses, devouring, merging, becoming one writhing tide. You weep, gasping, "Why me? Why always me?" The shards whisper faintly inside the gore of your chest. Because you answered. Because you rang. You collapse onto the snow, your face pressed into the blood-soaked ash. You beg, broken, "Then let me die. Please, let me die." The father bell tolls again, and you do not die. The sound slams into your hollow chest, filling it, reforging it. The shards crawl back, fusing deeper, rooting into your heart, your lungs, your bones. You arch back, shrieking as your body reshapes, ribs fusing into bronze, veins glowing green. The toll isn't inside you anymore, it is you. The father bell speaks through every toll. "You are my son." You collapse into the snow, body trembling, shards burning, toll endless. And you realize you didn't defeat the silence. You just became part of the choir. The words rattle your marrow. "You are my son." They echo louder than the toll itself, searing deeper than the shards fused in your chest. You claw at your ribs, but your hands bounce off bronze. Your flesh is gone. Your body is half-forged, veins glowing, bones ringing when you move. The father bell tilts its colossal form, green light spilling from its cracks like molten fire. Each chain drags across the ground with a scream of rust. The stitched masses prostrate themselves, trembling, mouths torn wide, blood soaking their threads as they chant, "Son, son, son!" You stumble back, shaking your head violently. "I'm not. I never wanted this." Your voice rings metallic, not words, tolls, boom. The sound erupts from your throat, splitting the ruins further. Shadows writhe in ecstasy, surging faster through the rift. The stitched masses convulse, laughing until their spines snap. They collapse into sludge, only to crawl upright again, stringing their own bodies with fresh threads. The father bell tolls in answer, deeper, louder. He drowns you, his voice swallowing yours. The ground itself bows beneath him, veins of ichor stretching toward his chains. The shards scream inside your chest. "Louder, son! Louder than the father! Take the throne!" You fall to your knees, clutching your skull. "No, I don't want it!" The father bell leans closer, colossal shadow engulfing you. His voice reverberates through stone and bone. You rang. You wanted. Now you belong. Your scream is a toll. The sky splits wider, revealing not stars but eyes. Millions of them, blinking in unison, pupils dilating to the rhythm of your toll. Each eye drips ichor, raining down in black streaks that sizzle against the rubble. The shadows laugh, drinking it, their maws splitting wider. You collapse face first into the snow, choking on the stench. Your body trembles as the shards pulse violently, dragging your spine upright again. Your arms twitch like puppet strings, bronze fusing deeper, chains sprouting from your shoulders. The father bell tolls once more. Your body answers without your will. Boom. The stitched masses writhe, worshipping louder. "Son! Son! Son!" The shards hiss ecstatically. "Yes! A new bell! A new hymn!" You shriek, your throat shredding. Blood sprays, but the toll drowns it. Your body rings louder, each chime shaking the city's bones. You're not just echoing anymore, you're competing. The father bell pauses. Then he laughs, a sound like rust grinding, chains snapping, stone collapsing. "You think you can ring against me?" The ground beneath you splits, veins snapping open, ichor boiling upward. Stitched bodies collapse into the cracks, torn apart in ecstasy. Shadows spiral through the chasm, devouring their remains, shrieking their hunger. You slam your fist against your chest, toll erupting. The sound collides with the father's. Two bells clash, shaking the ruins, collapsing what remains of the sky. Shadows scream in confusion, torn between two tones. Some crawl toward the father, others lunge at you, clawing, snapping, gnawing. Their jaws lock onto your bronze ribs, teeth shattering as they chew. Still they laugh, still they hunger. The father tolls again, louder, deeper. His chains slam the ground, splitting the earth wide. He towers above you, green fire spilling from every crack, voice endless. "You are mine, you are me, a fragment, a son." You toll in rage, your scream splitting into sound, your blood spraying as ichor. "I am not you!" The clash rips the world apart. The ruins disintegrate, cobblestones bursting, snow vaporizing into black ash. The river boils dry, its bed cracking open into an abyss. The stitched masses tear themselves apart, their threads whipping through the air like chains. Shadows writhe between you, torn limb from limb by the clashing tones. You collapse, convulsing, chest splitting open wider. The shards inside you glow white-hot, screaming, "Louder! Break him!" The father bell lowers his colossal frame, chains rattling, voice vibrating the marrow of the earth. "Then break!" You slam your body against the ground, tolling with everything left. The sound is blinding, deafening, shattering. The father's toll answers, equal force, colliding mid-air. The shockwave tears through the world. Everything folds, sky, stone, shadows, stitched bodies, ichor rivers, pulled into the clash. You're dragged with it, chains wrapping your limbs, shards splitting your ribs, toll bursting from every pore. The father's voice drowns your skull. "My son." Your toll cracks his bronze. "I'm not yours." The collision rips the world apart. And then silence. Not peace. A silence so heavy it crushes you flat, so deep it swallows breath, so endless it feels like you never rang at all. The shards whisper faintly in the void. We broke it. You gasp, blind in the dark. Where am I? The silence answers. You're home. The silence is alive. It breathes. You feel it press against your skin, seeping into your ears, your lungs, your veins. It's not absence. It's a weight, a substance, thicker than sound itself. You can't move. You can't breathe. You're pinned under it. Your chest should hum, the shards should sing, but they're quiet. For the first time, they're dead still. No whisper, no giggle, no demand, just silence. You choke out a ragged breath. I won. The silence tightens, squeezes. Your ribs ache, your throat clamps, your vision swims. You didn't. The voice doesn't echo. It doesn't vibrate. It exists directly in your skull, bypassing your ears, your body, your will. Cold, endless, steady. You sob, clawing at your chest. I broke him. I broke the father. The silence replies, steady as stone. He was never father. He was son, like you. Your stomach drops. No. Shadows twitch in the void, faint outlines writhing like worms beneath ice. Green glints flicker, then vanish. You strain to see, but the dark swallows everything. The voice continues. There was never one bell, not 2, not 10. There are thousands. Each toll a seed, each seed a sun, each sun a voice. Your knees buckle. You drop into the nothing, gasping, no, 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 no. The silence deepens, heavier, dragging you down. You were never chosen. You were never cursed. You were just louder. The shards twitch in your chest, faint at first, then violently, splitting your ribs anew. They scream in your blood, jagged voices terrified. It's not silence, it's the mother. You convulse, vomiting black ichor. Mother? The darkness shifts, folds. You see her, colossal, infinite. Not a bell, not a man, not a girl. A void shaped like everything at once, limbs that are chains, a face stitched shut, eyes unblinking. Her body is the silence itself, swallowing everything that dares exist. She moves without moving, closer though she was already everywhere. Her voice doesn't speak. It replaces your thoughts. Every ring is mine. Every echo returns to me. You rang. You are mine. You collapse flat, pinned against nothing, blood pouring from your ears, your mouth, your eyes. The shards inside your chest shriek like children burned alive. Louder! Ring louder! You try. You claw at your chest, slam your fists against it, beg the shards to toll. Nothing. Silence crushes them, suffocates them, kills their sound. She leans closer. Her face fills your vision. Stitch by stitch, seam by seam, lips sealed forever. Her breath is silence. You mistook sons for fathers, but only the mother births. You scream, I won't be yours. She opens her stitched mouth, not wide. Just enough. Threads snap one by one, black fluid spilling into the void. And from within a toll, not yours, not the father's, hers. The sound is endless. It doesn't strike once, it strikes forever. One note, one vibration, infinite and unbroken. Your body convulses, bones snapping, skin peeling. You're stretched, unraveled, rewoven. The shards in your chest burst outward, screaming, shattering into dust. The toll replaces them, fills you, drowns you. You collapse, hollow again, truly hollow. The silence speaks. Good bell. You rise. Not by choice, by force. Your bones clank together, bronze fusing, chains sprouting from your spine. Your ribs reform as a cage, your skull elongates, your mouth stitches shut. You are no longer you. You are hers. Your toll rings in unison with hers, endless, eternal. Shadows writhe in worship. The stitched millions bow deeper. Green light floods every crack, every seam, every eye. The silence becomes chorus. You scream inside yourself, but no sound escapes. Only toll, only her note. The mother tilts her infinite head, threads dangling from her lips. Her stitched smile widens. Sing for me. Your body tolls again. And the world, what little remains of it, collapses. The toll doesn't end. It's not a sound anymore, it's a state. You stand in the void, chains sprouting from your spine like wings, ribs fused into bronze bars, your mouth stitched shut. yet you ring. Each pulse vibrates through eternity. You can feel her inside you, the mother, moving in every vibration. She is the silence before the sound, the void behind the echo. Every time you toll, she spreads. You don't speak, you don't breathe. You are a hollow pipe, and she plays you. All around, the stitched multitudes kneel in concentric rings that stretch beyond sight. Their seams glow faint green now. They sway with each note, heads tilting, bodies trembling, threads tightening until they snap. They're not laughing anymore. They're not even human anymore. They're instruments. In the distance, other bells toll, different tones, different tempos, some deep like thunder, others high like glass cracking. They echo across the void, weaving into the mother's note. A cosmic orchestra. Your mind claws against itself. I'm still me, I'm still me. But each toll drowns the thought deeper. You're not. She doesn't speak in words. Her presence brushes across your thoughts like cold fingers, replacing ideas with directives. Open. The chains sprouting from your back unfurl, stretching outward into the void. With each movement, a fresh toll erupts, louder, heavier. The stitched multitudes convulse, bursting into clouds of ash and thread. The ash swirls upward, forming pillars of smoke that dissolve into the dark. Breathe. The toll pulls shadows down from the rift above. They plummet like meteors, screaming, twisting into long limbs and gnashing jaws before slamming into the ground. Instead of devouring, they kneel. They press their faces to the void, trembling, drinking her silence. Sing. Your body shakes violently. The toll sharpens, splitting into multiple notes, each one a shard of your former self. They collide mid-air, fracturing the void into lines of green light. The mother drinks them in, her seams glowing brighter, her shape shifting into something larger, darker, deeper. Inside yourself, you scream. No one hears. Then, something does. A whisper. Soft, weak, familiar. Fight. It's not the mother, it's not the shards, it's you, your real voice, buried somewhere under the toll. Tiny, fragile, but alive. You latch onto it, focus on it, feed it. Fight. Another whisper answers, older, rougher. The soldier's voice, splintered, fading. You broke me, but I'm still here. You convulse, chains snapping taut. A crack forms in your stitched mouth. Tiny, but there. The mother's toll falters for one fraction of a second. She notices. Her presence slams into you like ice water. Hush. Your body seizes. The crack in your stitches seals. The toll resumes. But the soldier whispers again, weaker now. Pull. Pull what? You glance inward. Your chest, bronze cage, glowing veins. In the gaps, a flicker. Not green, not black, white. Memory. Snow falling on a quiet street. Carols. A boy clutching a toy soldier. Your first ring. You strain against the chains. The toll vibrates harder, trying to drown the flicker. The mother looms closer, her stitched face filling your vision, threads writhing like worms. Hush. You think of the street, the lamps, the cold air, the smell of pine, the sound of bells, not tolling, but singing. Human bells, church bells, Christmas bells. Warmth. The flicker grows brighter. The toll cracks. The stitched multitudes gasp, threads snapping. The shadows scream, limbs flailing. The mother's seam-lined lips quiver. You push harder. The chains tear your back, bronze ribs cracking. Blood sprays black and green and white all at once. The flicker bursts outward. You scream, not toll, not silence. Scream. The void shakes. The mother reels, seams splitting. Her note falters. You rip at your stitches. Threads snap. Flesh tears. Bronze cracks. Your mouth opens. You scream again. The scream isn't a bell, it's a voice. Broken. Human. Yours. The void shrieks. The stitched multitudes convulse, unraveling into ash. The shadows writhe, retreating. The chains crumble. The mother leans closer, eyes blazing green. Her voice slams into your skull. Stop! You scream louder. The flicker inside your chest bursts. White light erupts, searing through the bronze cage, shattering it. The shards explode outward, flying through the void like comets. Each one a note, each one a memory. Snow, carols, warmth, the boy's laughter, the toy soldier's cracked smile. The white light slams into the mother. Her seams rip, threads snap, her shape convulses, melting, dissolving. She screams, not toll, not silence, a true scream, and then she collapses. The void cracks, you fall, not into darkness, into light. The fall blinds you, not with darkness but with light so sharp it cuts. Your eyes stream, your skin peels, your body convulses, but you don't stop falling. The white isn't empty, it swirls, it burns, it pulses with something alive. It hums, not like tolls, not like silence, like voices, human voices. You crash, hard, snow, real snow, cold, soft. It seeps through your torn clothes, melts against your burned skin, numbs the agony. You gasp, dragging air into your lungs. It hurts, but it's air, not ichor, not ash, not void. You stagger upright. You're on 34th Street, but not ruins, not stitched crowds, not ash snow. Christmas morning, clean and perfect. Families bustling, carriages rolling, children laughing. Bells ring from the church tower, clear and human. You weep, drop to your knees. It's over, but the street doesn't stop. People don't freeze, they don't turn stitched, they don't laugh, they live. You stumble forward, trembling. It's real! A woman brushes past you, smiling warmly. Merry Christmas. Her voice doesn't distort. Her face doesn't tear. Just human. You sob harder, clutching your chest. Your ribs ache, but there's no bronze cage, no shards. Just flesh, bone, blood. You're you again. The soldier's voice whispers faintly in memory, not in your chest. You rang too loud, but you found silence. You choke, I'm free. You wander down the street. Shops glow with warmth, displaying toys, candles, dresses. The smell of roasted chestnuts and pine fills the air. A boy runs past clutching a toy soldier, laughing. His face is bright, unstitched, alive. You smile through tears. It's real, it's real. But then, bells. Not church bells, not tolls. Different. One, deep, slow, boom. Your breath catches. You freeze. Families don't notice. They keep laughing, shopping, singing. Boom! You stagger, clutching your chest. It doesn't hum, it doesn't toll. But the sound vibrates the air, the windows, the snow. Boom! The boy with the toy soldier stops, looks at you, tilts his head. His eyes glow faint green. Your stomach lurches. No! He grins, not stitched. Wider than human. Too wide. Boom! The world flickers. Just for a second. Families blur into stitched figures. Shops drip blood. Snow turns ash. Then it snaps back. Normal. The boy giggles. Runs off, clutching his toy. Boom. The sound shakes your bones. Louder. Closer. You stagger toward the church, gasping. The bells above still sing human tones, but beneath them, the deeper toll continues. Separate. Hidden. Boom. You push through the church doors. The air is warm, thick with incense. Families kneel at pews, heads bowed in prayer. Candles flicker gently. At the altar stands the priest, smiling, kind, eyes soft. He raises his arms. Rejoice, the miracle lives. The congregation responds. The miracle lives. Boom. The sound rattles the pews. Candles flicker. Your ears ring. You whisper, trembling, no. The priest tilts his head, smiles wider. For a flicker, his lips are stitched. Yes. Boom. Your scream splits the silence. Families turn, their smiles faltering. The priest spreads his arms wider, eyes gleaming faint green. The bell never ends. The congregation's mouths stretch wider. Too wide. Stitches appear. Threads tighten. Boom. The church bells stop. Only the toll remains. The priest laughs. Welcome home, son. You collapse, clawing at your chest. It doesn't hum, it doesn't toll. But your bones vibrate, your blood boils. Boom! The pews split. Families scream, not laughter, not joy. Real screams, flesh tears, blood sprays. Threads crawl from the wounds, sewing mouths shut, stitching eyes closed. Boom! Candles flare green. The crucifix above the altar splits. Shadows pour through the crack, writhing, laughing. Boom! The boy with the toy soldier walks down the aisle. His face splits. His mouth stretches. His soldier grins wider. Boom! The priest's face peels. His skin sloughs. Beneath it, bronze, chains, green light. Not silence, Not the mother, not the father. Another. Boom. You collapse, weeping, screaming. No! No more! The church shakes, the roof splitting, snow pouring through. The congregation writhes, stitching, laughing, praying all at once. The priest tolls again. And you realize you didn't escape. You just woke up inside the next bell. The church warps. Pews stretch like melted wax. Stained glass saints melt into streams of green light that crawl along the walls like veins. The floor pulses under your knees, no longer stone, but something softer, alive, breathing in time with the toll. Boom. The priest stands at the altar, arms outstretched, chains coiling from his wrists, face peeling to reveal bronze and green fire. His stitched lips tear open as he tolls again, voice folding the congregation into waves of sound. Boom. Families convulse in the pews, stitches knitting across their eyes and mouths faster, tighter. Blood gushes from torn seams, pooling at their feet, running down the aisles in rivers. They're not laughing this time. They're praying, each word a thread, each breath a plea. You clutch your chest, gasping. It doesn't hum, it doesn't toll, but the vibrations in the air push at your bones, trying to drag you into rhythm. Boom. The boy with the toy soldier walks slowly up the aisle, his eyes glowing faint green. The soldier's splintered grin stretches until it splits, revealing black ichor and tiny teeth. They chatter, whispering in 100 voices. Louder, louder, louder. You crawl backward on your hands, gasping. No, not me. The priest tolls again. The church roof rips away, green light pouring from the sky. Shadows descend, claws gouging the walls, jaws gnashing, tongues dragging. The candles flare black. The crucifix splits entirely, spilling ichor from the wound. Boom! Your body jerks as though struck by a hammer. Blood sprays from your ears. Your vision flickers. One blink shows the church as it was. Another shows endless stitched faces, bowing in ash. You whisper, trembling, "It's the same. It's all the same." The priest's voice booms, layered with 1,000 echoes. Not the same. The next. You stagger upright, swaying, blood dripping down your neck. Why me? His chains rattle, stretching toward you like serpents. Because you rang, because you always ring. Boom. The chains wrap around your ankles, searing hot, fusing to your flesh. You scream, claw at them, but they drag you forward, pulling you down the aisle toward the altar. The boy steps aside, smiling, his soldier whispering faster. Ring, ring, ring. Boom. You slam your fists against your chest, desperate to toll, to fight. But nothing. Your chest is empty, your ribs just bone. You're not a bell anymore. You're a body being dragged. The priest laughs, voice echoing through the rift above. Then you'll be the echo. He drags you onto the altar, chains binding your wrists, your neck. The congregation rises, stitches glowing, threads snapping, their mouths opening wide in one long hiss. Boom. The boy climbs onto the altar, placing the toy soldier on your chest. Its splinters dig in, biting deep, blood welling around it. Boom. The priest raises his hands, green fire spilling from his palms. Every son returns to the mother. Every echo returns to the song. Every song feeds the bell. The soldier twitches on your chest, its tiny teeth chattering. Ring. You gasp, sobbing. I can't. I'm empty. The priest grins, bronze teeth glinting. Then we'll fill you. Boom. The chains tighten, crushing your ribs. You scream, but no sound escapes. The soldier's splinters wriggle deeper, sliding under your skin, rooting into your heart. Green light bursts from the wounds, searing hot. Boom. You convulse. The toll isn't yours, but it's inside you. It drags through your veins like molten metal, burning, reshaping. Boom. The congregation chants, voices layered, threads snapping. Son, son, son. The boy kneels, his eyes burning green. Sing with us. Boom. Your body arches. Bronze sprouts from your ribs. Chains burst from your shoulders. Threads stitch your lips shut. You scream behind them, but the sound is already gone. Boom. The priest places his hand over your chest. His touch burns through skin and bone. Ring. Boom. Your chest tolls. Not human, not yours. Deep. Endless. Boom. The congregation shrieks. laughing and crying and tearing themselves open in ecstasy. Shadows pour faster through the rift, flooding the church, crawling over the pews, devouring everything but the altar. Boom. The priest leans close, eyes blazing green. Welcome back. Boom, you're ringing again. Boom, you're the bell again. Boom, but not alone. Boom, the boy's soldier tolls with you. The priest tolls with you. The congregation tolls with you. Shadows toll with you. A chorus of bells, each note feeding the next. Boom. The world outside the church dissolves. Streets fold. Shops collapse. Snow turns to ash. Everything implodes inward, drawn into the toll, the rift, the green. Boom. You realize you're not in a church, you're in the bell. Boom. And the bell isn't a place, it's a throat. Boom. And the mother isn't gone. She's singing through all of you. Boom. And you understand, there was never an escape, only a cycle. Boom. You scream inside yourself, but no one hears. Boom. Your toll drowns even your own thoughts. Boom. Every toll is a step, a heartbeat, a law. The church melts away, pews sagging like wax, stained glass bleeding into streams of green that coil up the walls. The congregation collapses into ash, then reforms, then collapses again, an endless loop of worship and ruin. Boom. You stand at the center of it all. Chains drape from your ribs, your lips sewn shut, your body ringing with every strike. You don't move. You don't breathe. You toll. Boom. The priest tolls with you, his bronze skull splitting, green fire spilling from the cracks. The boy tolls with you, his toy soldier vibrating so violently its splinters scatter into the air like needles. The shadows toll with you, their maws vibrating in harmony, tongues splitting into strings. Boom. The mother's seam-lined face rises in the rift above, stitches stretching, threads snapping one by one. She doesn't scream this time. She doesn't silence. She sings. Boom. Her note collides with yours, not to crush, but to bind. You feel her voice in your veins, stitching your toll to hers, weaving you into her song. You claw at your chest, but your bronze ribs don't bend. The chains coil tighter, each rattle a verse, each toll a refrain. Boom. The ground beneath you shifts. Not stone, not ash, flesh, a throat pulsing, constricting, dragging. Every toll pulls you deeper, down the throat, toward a stomach you can't see but can feel, a pit older than silence, hungrier than sound. Boom. The congregation chants in unison, voices shredding into static, Mother, Mother, Mother. Boom. The shadows collapse into black rivers, flooding the throat, racing downward. They shriek in ecstasy as they're swallowed. Boom. The boy leans close, his eyes green fire, his grin stitched across his cheeks. We're almost home. You thrash, threads tearing at your lips, blood spraying. Your muffled scream bursts into tolls. Boom. The mother's voice folds around you, pulling your sound tighter, shaping it. No more echoes, only choir. Boom. You collapse to your knees, chains dragging you downward. Your body sinks into the flesh floor, swallowed inch by inch. First your feet, then your legs, then your waist. Boom. The priest kneels too, chains fusing deeper, face splitting wider. His toll is louder now, merging with yours until you can't tell which is which. Boom. The boy lies flat, arms outstretched, the soldier pressed to his chest. His toll is higher, sharper, cutting through the lower tones. The mother's lips quiver with delight. Boom. The stitched congregation tears themselves open, spilling threads and ichor, their bodies unraveling into lines of sound that stitch into the walls. Boom. You sink deeper. Your chest bursts open, ribs snapping, chains coiling outward, fusing into the throat. Your toll isn't your own anymore. It's the mother's note echoing through your hollow frame. Boom. Inside a flicker. White, weak, memory, snow, carols. The boy before he stitched, the soldier before it grinned, the world before it told. You strain toward it, silent scream echoing in your skull. Please, please let me hold it. The mother's voice presses harder. Let go. Boom. The flicker dims. Boom. The flicker falters. Boom. The flicker dies. You collapse fully into the throat. The world folds around you, sealing shut. No more street, no more church, no more snow, only the throat, endless, pulsing. You toll forever, chains rattling, ribs vibrating, voice gone. Boom. Time dissolves. You don't know if it's minutes, hours, centuries. The toll doesn't mark time, it devours it. Boom. At some point you notice others. Bells. Not just the priest, not just the boy, thousands, tens of thousands, all stitched into the throat, all tolling in rhythm. A living carillon of flesh and bronze. Boom. Their eyes are hollow, their lips stitched, their chains rattle in perfect sync. Some were men, some were women, some were children. All are bells now. Boom. You scream inside yourself. It doesn't matter. Boom. The mother sings above, seams splitting wide, her note eternal, binding. Boom. You understand the truth. The miracle was never salvation. The miracle was the choir. Boom. The sound is endless now. Not a rhythm, not a sequence. Just one continuous vibration, carved into your bones, stretched across eternity. It no longer comes from you. It comes through you. You are hollow, a throat for the mother's note. The throat walls pulse, veins glowing green, ichor dripping down the ridges in slow streams. The air burns with copper and rot. Every time you gasp, the taste fills your lungs, thick as tar. Boom. The other bells sway around you, thousands, millions. Some are shaped like men, their torsos fused with bronze, their spines replaced by chains. Some are children, mouths stitched shut, rib cages vibrating. Others are too twisted to recognize, limbs folded into chimes, skulls hollowed into gongs. All toll, all sway, all hers. Boom. The boy tolls beside you, his toy soldier splintering further with each pulse, spilling black ichor across his chest. He doesn't scream, he doesn't smile, he doesn't exist anymore. He's just another bell. Boom. The priest tolls louder, his body cracked open, green light bursting from within. Chains sprout endlessly from his limbs, binding others tighter, sewing them into the choir. His toll shakes your spine every time. Boom. The stitched congregation is gone, their bodies unraveled into thread, stitched into the throat's walls, forming a vast tapestry of faces. They don't sing, they don't laugh, they just watch, hollow-eyed, forever stitched. Boom. The shadows crawl between you, weaving like rats in a graveyard. They don't attack, they don't consume. They worship, their maws wide, their tongues dragging chains across the floor, scraping rhythm. Boom. And above, always above, the mother sings. Her stitched lips stretch wider with every note, seams bursting, black fluid spilling. Her face fills the rift, blotting out everything else. She doesn't need to scream anymore. She just hums, and the world obeys. Boom. You want to fight. You try. Somewhere inside, the flicker still smolders. A memory, snow, warmth, bells that weren't her. Your throat strains, but no scream comes. Only toll, only hers. Boom. Your chains tighten, digging deeper into your flesh. You realize they aren't binding you. They are you. They sprouted from your veins, grew from your marrow. Every rattle is your heartbeat. Boom. The priest's toll grows louder, drowning even the boy. His bronze body shakes violently, fire spilling from his cracks. He leans toward you, eyes hollow green. You see? This is eternity. There is no escape, only song. Boom. You thrash against your chains, muffled screams tearing behind stitches. The priest laughs. Fight if you must. It only makes the music sweeter. Boom. The boy's head snaps sideways. His eyes flicker. For just 1 second, they're not green. They're human. Boom. He turns toward you, stitched grin faltering. His whisper cuts under the toll, faint, breaking. Help me. Your heart lurches. You strain forward, chains biting deeper, ribs splitting. The mother's song presses harder, suffocating, trying to drown the moment. Boom. The boy's soldier cracks in half. Splinters scatter like stars. He convulses, choking, whispering again. It hurts. Boom. You tear at your stitches with your teeth, blood spraying. Threads snap one by one. The mother hisses, voice crashing into your skull. Hush. Boom. You scream through blood, muffled but real. The boy hears. His grin collapses. Tears stream from his stitched eyes. Boom. The priest tolls louder, fury shaking the throat. Chains rattle violently, wrapping around your limbs tighter. Stop! Silence the echo! Boom! The boy shrieks. His stitches rip. His chest bursts open. White light erupts, small, fragile but blinding. Boom! The mother screams. Not silence, not song, but pain. Her stitched lips tear wider, black fluid spraying. The other bells convulse, their tolls faltering. The priest writhes, chains snapping taut, bronze splitting. Boom! The boy's light floods the throat, searing the walls, burning the tapestry of faces into ash. Shadows screech, retreating, their maws snapping violently as they vanish into the cracks. Boom! The boy collapses, limp, his soldier shattered. His toll stops, but yours changes. It isn't hers anymore. It's yours. Boom! White light erupts from your chest. Chains burst apart, bronze cracks, stitches split. Your scream tears through the toll, shredding the mother's note. Boom! The priest convulses, collapsing into green fire. His chains whip wildly, snapping, dissolving into ash. His toll dies. Boom! The mother writhes in the rift, seams tearing, her voice faltering. For the first time, she looks afraid. Boom! Your white toll collides with her green note, shattering the void. The throat convulses, collapsing inward, swallowing bells, shadows, faces, chains. Everything folds, shrieking, burning. Boom! The boy's body dissolves into white sparks. They swirl upward, lighting the void. His voice whispers faintly in the light. Thank you. Boom! The light swallows everything. And then, silence. Not her silence, not crushing, not binding. Peace. It's quiet, not crushing, not suffocating, just quiet. You lie sprawled in snow again. Real snow, cold against your skin, melting in your hair. You gasp, each breath tasting clean, sharp, filled with smoke from nearby chimneys instead of ash. No green glow, no stitched faces, no chains. Just 34th Street. Shops glow warmly. Families bustle with parcels. Children tug at mittens, laughing. Carols drift through the air. You weep, clutching your ribs. They're flesh again. No bronze, no chains, no toll. It feels like waking. You stagger to your feet, dizzy. The snow crunches under your boots. A carriage rattles past, its driver tipping his hat. A woman hums as she carries a wreath. The church bells ring far off. Not tolls, but music. Normal. Beautiful. You choke on a laugh. It's over. You stumble down the street, eyes wide, drinking it in. The smell of pine, roasted chestnuts, wax candles. The sound of hooves, laughter, doors creaking. No whispers, no hum. Just life. You lean against a lamppost, staring at the lights in shop windows. Toys, soldiers, dolls, horses. Your stomach tightens. You step closer to one window. A doll sits on display. Porcelain face, painted smile. It doesn't move. It doesn't grin. It's just a doll. You exhale, relief washing through you. It's fine, it's nothing. Then you hear it. A jingle, not church bells, not sleigh bells. Something else. Faint, from behind. You freeze. Slowly turn. Nothing. The street bustles. Families laugh. But the jingle continues. You spin, scanning the crowd. Nothing unusual. But every time you move, the sound follows. Faint. Steady. Jingle. Jingle. You press your hands to your ears. No. 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 Jingle. You stumble forward, heart racing, shoving through the crowd. People grunt, glare, but their faces stay human. Jingle. You break into a run. Snow sprays under your boots. The church bells ring louder, drowning everything. You sprint up the steps, slam through the doors. Inside, warmth. Candles flicker. Families kneel, praying. The priest at the altar smiles warmly. Normal. You collapse into a pew, gasping. The priest spreads his arms. Rejoice. The miracle lives. The congregation echoes. The miracle lives. Your stomach drops. You whisper, trembling, no. The priest tilts his head. For just a second, his lips look stitched. Then normal again. He beams. Do you not believe? You stagger upright, backing toward the door. It's happening again. The congregation turns their heads, slowly. Their eyes glow faint green. You scream, slam the doors open, and burst into the snow. The street is empty. No families, no carriages. Just you and a sleigh. It glides silently through the snow, drawn by a skeletal horse. The cloaked driver sits motionless, chains dangling from his wrists. In the back, dolls sit upright, porcelain eyes unblinking. The sleigh stops. The driver raises his hood. Your face. Stitched. Grinning. You collapse to your knees, sobbing. Please, I can't. The driver tilts his head. You already did. The dolls lean forward, their porcelain jaws cracking open. In perfect unison they whisper, "Ring." Your chest hums. Faint. You scream, clawing at your ribs. Flesh splits. White light flickers inside. No, not again, please. The sleigh bells jingle. The skeletal horse stamps its hooves. The dolls grin wider, teeth splitting their faces. The driver, your reflection, spreads his arms. The miracle lives. Your chest tolls. Boom. The snow blackens. Boom. The lamps shatter. Boom. The world folds. And you understand. You never left. You never escaped. You only woke up inside another bell. Boom. The toll explodes from your chest, tearing through the street like thunder. Snow blasts into ash. Windows burst into showers of glass. The sleigh rattles forward, chains clanging, skeletal horse screaming in a pitch that doesn't belong to any living throat. The dolls laugh. Not children's laughter, not porcelain cracks, and something wetter, like meat tearing. The driver, your stitched reflection, climbs down, boots sinking into black snow. His chains drag across the cobblestones, sparks spitting. His grin never falters. You never left, he says. His voice is yours, but warped, layered with tolls. You never will. Boom. Your chest convulses. Blood sprays from your mouth. You collapse to your knees, clutching your ribs. They glow faint green. You sob, choking. I broke her. I destroyed the mother. Your reflection tilts his head. You don't destroy the choir. You join it. The dolls leap from the sleigh, porcelain limbs cracking, teeth snapping. They crawl across the snow, eyes glowing faintly, whispering in a chorus. Sing, sing, sing. Boom. The priest materializes from the ash, his bronze skull cracked, chains writhing, green fire spilling from every fissure. His toll booms louder, heavier, rattling your spine. He sneers. You thought you ended me? Fool. You only silenced one note. The song always returns. Boom. The boy appears too, clutching his splintered soldier. His stitched mouth trembles. Tears stream down his cheeks. It hurts, he whispers. Then his voice twists, layered with bells. Help me ring. Boom. You scream, clawing at your chest, ripping flesh. White light bursts through cracks, colliding with green glow. The toll inside splits, one note yours, one note theirs. They grind against each other, sparks spitting through your ribs. Boom. The reflection lunges. His chains whip around your throat, searing hot, dragging you down. The dolls swarm, clawing at your arms, your legs, stitching their threads into your skin. Boom. The priest tolls again, laughter booming. Sing, son, sing for the mother. The boy presses the broken soldier into your chest. Splinters dig deep. His stitched eyes glow green. Sing with me. Boom. You shriek, muffled, threads wrapping your mouth. The toll bursts, louder, brighter. Snow burns. Shadows writhe. The sky splits open, the rift glowing. The mother peers through. Her stitched lips twitch. Her eyes blaze green. She hums. Boom. The reflection laughs, chains dragging you closer to the sleigh. Back in your seat, son. Back in your place. The priest roars, arms raised, fire spilling from his cracks. Choir eternal. The boy trembles, voice breaking. Please. Then his grin snaps wide again. Ring. Boom. The dolls stitch faster, threads tightening, sewing you into the snow, into the street, into the sleigh. You thrash, tearing skin, ripping blood. Your scream bursts free, shredding stitches. White light erupts, boom. The reflection staggers, grin cracking. No! The priest convulses, bronze splitting wider. The boy shrieks, light flickering in his soldier. The dolls collapse into shards, their threads burning away. Boom. Your toll swells, white light flooding the street, searing the snow into glass. Shadows shriek, retreating into the rift. The mother hisses, seams snapping, her song faltering. Boom. You rise, chains snapping from your limbs. Your ribs blaze white, cracks spilling light like fire. You scream, not toll, not silence. Voice. Boom. The reflection dissolves, chains falling limp. The priest bursts, green fire extinguished. The boy shatters into sparks. The sleigh crumbles into ash. Boom. The world shakes. You scream louder. The light swallows everything. Boom. And then, snow. White. Clean. falling softly. Families bustle, carriages rattle, bells ring from the church. Normal, beautiful. You collapse to your knees, sobbing. No, no, not again. Because you know, it always starts here, on 34th Street, on Christmas, with a miracle that isn't. Boom, your chest hums, faint. The cycle begins again. Snow drifts down, soft, harmless. You sit in it, knees buried, palms red from clawing at your chest. Families pass you by. They laugh, they sing, they carry wreaths and parcels. To them, you're invisible, but you hear it, that faint hum inside your ribs. Boom. You grit your teeth, shaking your head violently. No, not again, I ended it, I broke it. No one answers. A child runs past, scarf trailing, cheeks flushed with winter. He bumps into you, giggles, and vanishes into the crowd. Boom. You stagger upright, swaying. Your breath fogs, ragged. You shove through the crowd, desperate for something different, anything. A street that isn't 34th, a building that isn't stitched into memory. But every turn leads you back here. The church. The sleigh tracks in the snow. The toy soldier in the shop window. You slam your fists against the glass. Let me out! Boom! The doll in the display tilts its head, just a fraction. Its painted grin cracks wider. You stumble back, gasping. No! No, no, no! The shop door creaks open. The shopkeeper peers out, smiling warmly. Looking for a gift, son? Perhaps for Christmas? His lips twitch. Threads glint faintly. Boom! You turn and run. Snow crunches under your boots. The crowd blurs, voices blending into one endless carol. Faces flicker, stitched, then normal, then stitched again. The church bells ring, but they don't drown the toll. Nothing does. Boom! You slam into an alley, chest heaving, back against cold brick. Shadows stretch unnaturally, reaching toward you. You claw at your chest, blood dripping between your fingers. Please, let me go. Boom! A laugh echoes. Not child, not priest, yours. You spin. At the far end of the alley stands your reflection. Not stitched this time, not chained. Just you, pale, shaking, hollow-eyed. He steps forward, whispering, "You never left." Boom. You shake your head, stumbling backward. "I did. I fought. I broke her." He tilts his head. "And where are you now?" Boom. Snow drifts. 34th Street hums beyond the alley. Families sing. Carols drift. You collapse to your knees, sobbing. It can't be real. It can't keep resetting. Your reflection crouches in front of you, smiling gently. It doesn't reset. It repeats. Boom. You choke. "What's the difference?" He leans close, whispering, "Reset ends. Repeat is forever." Boom. You lunge at him, screaming. Your hands pass through like smoke. His grin stretches, revealing bronze teeth. You're just another note. Boom. The alley stretches, walls pulling apart, bricks dissolving into ash. The snow burns black. Shadows writhe from the cracks, laughing. Your reflection melts into chains, coiling around your wrists, dragging you toward the street. Boom. You thrash, screaming. The crowd doesn't notice. Families keep laughing, singing, glowing. But their smiles widen. Threads creep from their lips. Their eyes glow faint green. Boom. The church doors slam open. The priest steps out, arms spread, bronze cracking, green fire spilling. The miracle lives. The congregation behind him screams in ecstasy. The miracle lives. Boom. The sleigh glides down the street. The skeletal horse stamps, steam hissing from its ribs. Dolls sit in the back, porcelain jaws splitting. The boy walks beside it, clutching his soldier, his stitched grin trembling. He whispers, "Ring with me." Boom. The sky splits. Green light pours. The mother peers through, her stitched face endless. Her hum vibrates the world. Boom. You collapse, clutching your ribs, blood soaking the snow. Your voice cracks, broken. "Why me?" The priest laughs, chains whipping. "Because you heard it." The boy whispers, "Because you answered." The dolls grin, chattering. "Because you rang." Boom. You scream, tearing your stitches apart, blood spraying. White light bursts from your chest, colliding with green glow. Shadows shriek. Families collapse. The priest convulses. The boy bursts into sparks. Boom. The sleigh dissolves. The snow burns. The mother screams. Boom. White light swallows everything. And then, snow. Clean, white, falling softly. You're back on 34th Street. You laugh through sobs, clawing at your chest. It's never going to stop. Boom. And you know the truth, it never did. Snow falls. Always snow. Always here. Always 34th Street. You sit on the curb, head in your hands, shaking. You don't even cry anymore. What's the point? The tears would only freeze, only melt back into the same street you can't escape. Families bustle around you, voices muffled. A girl skips past, dragging a rag doll. A man tips his hat as he carries a pine tree on his back. Carols drift from an open shop door. It looks perfect, but you hear it, that hum, faint, growing, boom. You laugh bitterly, spitting blood into the snow. Of course, why not? Why stop now? Boom. The crowd doesn't notice. They never do. They laugh, they sing, they smile, until they don't. You rise, staggering down the street. Every shop window shows the same things. Soldiers, dolls, sleigh bells, wreaths. You smash your fist into one. The glass shatters. Inside, the toys twitch. Porcelain eyes roll toward you. Wooden jaws clack. Boom. You scream, stumbling backward. Shards of glass cut your palms, blood streaks across snow. The toys inside laugh in chorus. Ring. Boom. You run. Again, always running. Past the church, its bells chiming merrily. Past carriages rolling. Past children chasing hoops. All illusions, all puppets, all waiting to split. The street twists under your feet. Cobblestones stretch, bending into a spiral. Snow slides inward, pulling you toward the church. Boom. You slam through the doors. The priest is there, smiling, arms outstretched. Welcome home, son. The congregation rises in unison, stitched smiles glowing faint green. Home. Boom. You stagger back, screaming, I'm not your son. The priest tilts his head. But you rang. Boom. The boy steps from the pews, clutching his soldier. His eyes flicker human for half a breath. He whispers, Help me. Then stitches tighten, pulling his grin wide. Ring. Boom. The sleigh crashes through the church doors. Skeletal horse screaming, dolls spilling from the back. They crawl up the pews, porcelain jaws snapping, threads dragging behind them. Boom. The mother hums through the roof, her seam-lined lips vibrating, threads snapping. Shadows pour through the cracks, crawling across the rafters, gnashing, laughing. You collapse at the altar, clutching your ribs. White light flickers faintly inside. Weak. The priest places his hand on your shoulder. Chains coil around your arms, binding you. His bronze skull gleams. Join the hymn. Boom. The boy presses his soldier into your chest. Splinters dig deep, ichor spilling. He whispers, Sing with me. Boom. The congregation tears their stitches wider, screaming in ecstasy. The dolls claw at the altar, porcelain cracking, teeth snapping. Boom. The shadows drop from the rafters, jaws stretching to devour you. You scream. Blood sprays from your stitches. White light bursts from your chest, colliding with green glow. Boom. The priest convulses, bronze cracking. The boy shatters into sparks. The dolls dissolve into shards. Shadows retreat, shrieking. Boom. The mother screams. Boom. The world folds. And then, snow, white, clean, falling softly. You collapse in the street, weeping. Families bustle around you. A carriage rolls past. Children laugh. You laugh too. Broken. Again. Always again. Boom. Your chest hums. Faint. The cycle begins anew. You rise, staggering toward the church. Fine, you want a song? I'll sing. Boom. You tear at your chest, blood spraying. The hum bursts into toll. Boom. Families freeze. Their faces twist. Stitches snapping across lips and eyes. Boom. Shadows writhe from the cracks, shrieking, swarming the street. Boom. The sleigh glides through, chains rattling. The priest walks beside it, bronze gleaming. The boy follows, soldier in hand, grin trembling. Boom. The mother hums. You scream back, your toll bursting louder than ever. Boom. White light collides with green glow. The street shatters. The sky splits. Shadows burn. Families unravel. Boom. Everything folds. And then, snow. White. Clean. Falling softly. You laugh. Bleeding. Forever. Boom. And you know, it never ends. Snow falls. Always snow. Always 34th Street. You stand in the middle of it, breath fogging, ribs humming faint. Families bustle around you, laughing, singing, carrying parcels wrapped in red and gold. Their voices overlap into one endless carol. You don't move this time. You don't run. You just stand there, staring up at the sky, waiting. Boom. The toll vibrates the air. Windows tremble. Horses whinny. Children pause in their play. The sound isn't yours. Not yet. But it will be. It always will. You whisper, voice raw. I know you're there. No answer. Just snow. Just laughter. But you see them. Threads. Tiny. Crawling from the corners of mouths. Flickering across eyelids. Stretching from fingertips to parcels. They're already stitched. They always were. Boom. The church bells ring. Not music. Mockery. Beneath them, the deeper toll keeps building, steady as a heartbeat. You grit your teeth. Not this time. You march toward the church. Families part without noticing, their stitched smiles never faltering. You slam through the doors. The priest stands at the altar, arms wide. Bronze gleams beneath his skin. Chains dangle from his wrists. He grins. Welcome home, son. The congregation rises, stitched, glowing. Home. Boom. The boy steps from the front pew, clutching his soldier. His grin trembles, eyes flickering. Help me. Then the stitches snap taut. Ring. Boom. You climb the steps, blood dripping from your nose. No, I'm not playing anymore. The priest tilts his head. You don't choose. The bell does. Boom. The sleigh crashes through the doors, skeletal horse screaming, dolls spilling into the aisle. They crawl, porcelain jaws cracking, eyes glowing green. Boom. The mother hums above, her stitched lips stretching, threads quivering with delight. Shadows seep through the rafters, writhing, laughing. You laugh too, broken, bitter. Fine. Then I'll ruin the song. You dig your nails into your chest, ripping flesh. White light bursts through cracks. The toll inside roars. Boom. The congregation convulses, stitches tearing, blood spraying. Boom. The dolls collapse, porcelain shattering, threads unraveling into ash. Boom. The priest stumbles, bronze splitting, chains snapping taut. He snarls, voice layered with tolls. You can't fight it, you scream, blood spraying from your mouth. I can. Boom. The boy shrieks, his soldier bursting into sparks. His grin shatters, tears streak his cheeks. He whispers, thank you. Then he dissolves into light. Boom. The mother screams, seams tearing, black ichor flooding the rafters. Shadows writhe, shrieking, retreating. Boom. White light floods the church, swallowing everything. And then, snow, white, clean, falling softly. You collapse into it, gasping. Families bustle, carriages rattle, bells ring. Normal, perfect. You claw at your ribs, their flesh, whole, no glow, no chains. For a moment, you believe. Then, boom. The sound vibrates the snow. Boom. Families freeze mid-step. Their smiles twitch. Threads glint. Boom. The sleigh bells jingle faintly. You sob, collapsing. It doesn't matter what I do. Your reflection appears across the street. Stitched, grinning, chains dragging. He spreads his arms. It never mattered. You ring because you are the bell. Boom. You slam your fists into the snow, screaming. White light bursts from your chest, colliding with the toll. The world folds. Snow, ash, snow, ash. Boom. Over and over, faster, harder, until you can't tell which is real. Families flicker between laughter and screams. Shops flicker between glowing and bleeding. The priest flickers between bronze and flesh. You're trapped in both at once. Boom. You scream, voice shredding. Let me out. The sky splits. The mother leans through, seam-lined lips twitching. She hums, her note colliding with yours. Boom. You collapse, body cracking, ribs splitting. White and green light burst together, tearing you apart. And then, silence. Not crushing, not hers. Empty. You open your eyes, no snow, no church, no crowd, just you, standing in a white void. Your chest doesn't hum, your ribs don't glow. For the first time, nothing. You whisper, voice trembling. Am I free? No answer, just silence. Then, a jingle. Sleigh bells. Behind you. The jingle slices through the silence like a knife. You freeze, chest heaving. There's nothing here. No snow, no street, no church. Just white stretching forever. But the sound echoes all the same. Jingle. Your throat tightens. You whisper, no. Jingle. The void ripples. White peels away in strips like paper burning from the edges. Beneath it, black, infinite. A throat. The sleigh emerges, rattling across nothing. The skeletal horse stamps, hooves clanging against invisible ground. Chains rattle. The cloaked driver sits tall, stitched grin gleaming faint green beneath the hood. Jingle. The sleigh stops before you. Dolls in the back twist their porcelain heads in unison. Their jaws split wide, teeth splintering. They whisper, ring. You stumble backward, hands shaking. No, I killed you, I killed all of you. The driver climbs down. Boots slam against the void with heavy tolls. Chains drag behind, sparks spitting against nothing. His hood falls back. Your face. Again. Always. You killed echoes, he says, voice layered, metallic. But not yourself. Boom. The void trembles. White strips rip faster, blackness seeping through. The sleigh sinks halfway into it, wheels grinding as though chewing stone. The dolls crawl down, porcelain limbs clattering. Threads spill from their mouths, wriggling like worms. They circle you, whispering louder. Sing, sing, sing. You scream, clawing at your chest. It's empty, hollow, no toll, no light. I'm not your bell. The driver, your reflection, laughs. Then whose? Boom. The void shudders. The white collapses. Everything drops into black. You fall too, screaming, tumbling through chains, dolls, fragments of porcelain. The sleigh plunges with you, the skeletal horse shrieking. Boom. You hit something solid. Flesh. Wet. Pulsing. The throat again. You sob, pounding the ground with your fists. No! I broke out! The dolls land around you, porcelain shattering, threads writhing. The driver slams down beside you, chains coiling. You don't break out, he says, dragging his grin wider. You break in. Boom. The throat walls convulse, dragging everything downward. Veins glow green, ichor spilling from cracks. Shadows drop through the dark, their laughter vibrating in your skull. Boom. The priest rises from the sludge, bronze cracking, chains writhing. His eyes blaze green. The miracle lives. Boom. The boy appears next, soldier in hand. His stitched mouth trembles. He whispers, help. Then it snaps wide. Ring. Boom. The mother leans through the black above, stitched lips quivering, seams snapping. Her hum collides with the toll, drowning you. You thrash, screaming. Stop it. Stop all of it. Your chest cracks. White light flickers. Weak. The boy gasps, tears streaming. Yes, yes, do it! The priest snarls, chains whipping around your limbs. No, he belongs to the choir! The driver spreads his arms, your grin stretched wide. He belongs to himself, which means he belongs to us all. Boom. The dolls shriek, threads wrapping your legs, your arms sewing you into the throat. Their jaws chatter, chanting faster. Sing, sing, sing. The mother hums louder, the seam of her mouth splitting wider. Black ichor pouring down like rain. Boom. Your chest convulses, ribs splitting. White light bursts brighter. Shadows shriek, retreating. The dolls burn to ash. The priest convulses, bronze melting. Boom. The boy glows, his soldier bursting into sparks. He smiles, not stitched. Thank you. The driver staggers, his grin cracking, chains unraveling. Boom. The mother screams, seams tearing wide. Her face collapses inward, black ichor spraying. You scream with her. White light floods the throat. Boom. Everything burns. Shadows, chains, dolls, priest, boy, driver, all ash, all gone. Silence. You open your eyes, snow, white, clean, falling softly. You're back, always back. Families laugh, bells ring, carriages rattle. You collapse into the snow, sobbing. It'll never end. Boom. Your chest hums faint. The cycle continues. Snow, always 34th Street. You lie on your back staring up at the sky. The flakes drift down slow, delicate, melting on your skin. For a heartbeat, you let yourself pretend it's real, that it's just winter, just Christmas, just a street, not a throat. Then you hear it. Boom. The toll vibrates beneath the cobblestones. Families don't notice. They keep laughing, singing, hauling parcels, but you see the threads crawling from their mouths now. You see their eyes twitch green when they blink. Boom. You sit up slowly, snow sliding off your coat. You don't cry, you don't scream, you just breathe, whispering, "I know what you are now." The crowd freezes mid-step. Their stitched smiles widen. Their voices merge into one long note. Then sing. Boom. The church doors burst open. The priest strides out, bronze cracking, chains rattling. He spreads his arms wide, fire spilling from his seams. "Welcome, son." Boom. The boy steps beside him, clutching his soldier. His grin trembles, eyes flickering human for a fraction of a second. He whispers, "Help me." Then stitches tighten. Ring. Boom. The sleigh glides through the snow, skeletal horse screaming steam, dolls spilling from the back. They crawl across the street, porcelain jaws clacking, threads writhing. Boom. The sky splits. The mother hums through the rift, her stitched lips vibrating, threads tearing loose. Shadows pour down, writhing, shrieking, bowing to her song. You rise slowly, not running, not pleading, just rising. And you laugh, broken, hysterical. "Fine, you want a bell, you want a hymn? Then I'll sing you a song you can't survive." You slam your fists into your chest. Flesh tears, blood sprays. White light bursts through cracks. Boom. The priest convulses, bronze splitting. The boy screams, soldier shattering. The dolls collapse into shards. Boom. The shadows writhe, retreating, shrieking. The congregation collapses, stitches unraveling. Boom. The mother screams, seams tearing wide. Her hum falters, her song breaking. You scream louder, your toll bursting brighter. White fire floods the street, searing everything into ash. Boom. The sleigh dissolves, the church crumbles, families burn, shadows vanish. Boom. The sky collapses, and then snow, always 34th Street. You fall to your knees, coughing blood, sobbing. It doesn't matter, it never matters. Boom. Your chest hums faint. The priest's voice echoes through the bells, layered, infinite. The miracle lives. Boom. The boy's whisper cuts through, trembling. "Help me." Boom. The dolls laugh, porcelain jaws splitting. Ring. Boom. The mother hums, and you understand. You can fight, you can scream, you can burn the world white 1,000 times, it doesn't matter. The song always returns, because you were never outside the bell. You were always inside it, and the bell never ends. Boom. You collapse in the snow, whispering, "Then I'll never stop screaming." Boom, your chest bursts white again, the world folds, snow, ash, boom, endless, snow, white, falling softly. You kneel in it, ribs cracked open, blood staining the flakes red. Families bustle past, carriages rattle, bells ring, all perfect, all false. You don't care anymore. You throw your head back and scream. The sound isn't a toll, not this time. It's raw, human, broken. It rips your throat, shreds your lungs, but it's yours. The snow trembles, the crowd freezes. Their smiles twitch, stitches quivering. The priest emerges from the church, bronze splitting, fire spilling. "Son!" The boy follows, soldier in hand, eyes trembling. Ring. The sleigh glides down the street, skeletal horse screaming, dolls spilling onto cobblestones. The mother hums, seam-lined lips quivering above. Shadows writhe, dropping through the cracks. You scream louder. White fire bursts from your chest. Boom. The congregation collapses, stitches unraveling. Boom. The dolls shatter, threads burning to ash. Boom. The priest convulses, bronze skull splitting, chains snapping. Boom. The boy bursts into sparks, whispering, "Thank you." Boom. The sleigh dissolves, the horse crumbles. Boom. The mother screams, seams splitting wide. Your scream rips the street apart. Snow vaporizes, stone cracks, shadows burn, the sky collapses inward, and then snow, white, falling softly. You collapse, coughing blood. Families bustle again. Bells ring, children laugh. You laugh too, hysterical, choking. Do it again then. Reset it again. Boom. The toll answers. The priest emerges, The boy grins. The sleigh glides. The mother hums. You scream back. Boom. White fire floods the street, searing them all. Snow. Ash. Snow. Ash. You realize what's happening. You're stuck in the cycle. Not once a century. Not once a life. Every second. Every breath. Every toll. The world folds. You burn it. It resets. Again, again, again. The priest calls you son. The boy begs. The dolls crawl. The sleigh jingles. The mother hums. You scream. White fire bursts. Snow. Ash. Snow. Ash. Your mind fractures. Time unravels. You don't know how many times it's happened. Dozens. Hundreds. Millions. You burn them. They return. You scream. The mother hums. Boom. Your chest convulses, ribs cracking wider. White light pours endlessly. It never stops now. You're always tolling, always burning, always resetting. Snow. Ash. Snow. Ash. You laugh, voice shredded. This is it, isn't it? This is the miracle, not life, not salvation, just forever. Boom. Your reflection appears across the street. Stitched grin, glowing green. He spreads his arms. Forever. Boom. The boy whispers, broken. Help. Then grins wider. Ring. Boom. The priest tolls, chains snapping. Son. Boom. The mother hums, and you scream louder. White light floods everything. Snow. Ash. Snow. Ash. Forever. Snow. White. Falling softly. Your throat is raw, ribs split, blood soaking your coat. Families bustle past, smiling, laughing, caroling. Carriages rattle, bells ring. All perfect, all false. You don't wait this time, you scream instantly. White light erupts from your chest, scorching the snow black, shattering windows, splitting stone. Boom. The priest bursts from the church, bronze splitting, chains snapping. He raises his arms, shouting, Son! You shriek back, throat tearing. Not yours! Boom. The boy appears, soldier trembling. His stitched grin cracks. He whispers, Help me! Then screams, Ring! You scream louder, white fire flooding the street. Boom! The sleigh crashes through, skeletal horse shrieking, dolls spilling into the snow. Their jaws split, porcelain faces cracking, threads writhing. Your scream sears them into ash before they reach you. Boom! The mother hums through the rift, her seam-lined lips vibrating, threads snapping. Shadows pour down, shrieking. You scream higher, white light colliding with green hum. The sky fractures, shadows burning. Snow, ash, snow, ash. The world folds, resets, begins again. You collapse, weeping blood. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Boom. The toll answers. The priest rises. The boy grins. The sleigh jingles. The mother hums. You scream. White fire floods. Snow, ash, snow, ash. Again, again, again. Time unravels. Days blur. Weeks collapse. Centuries pass in seconds. You don't know if you've burned this street 1,000 times or 1,000,000,000. It doesn't matter. You always scream. They always return. The priest calls you son. The boy begs. The dolls crawl. The sleigh jingles. The mother hums. You scream. White light. Snow. Ash. Snow. Ash. But something shifts. Not outside. Inside. Your scream isn't breaking anymore. It's blending. With the toll. With the hum. With the laughter. You're not fighting. You're joining. You choke, trembling, blood streaming. No, I'm still me. But the voice that answers is yours. Your reflection steps from the crowd, stitched grin wide, chains rattling. You're not you. You're us. The boy appears beside him, soldier in hand, tears streaking stitched cheeks. You were me. I was you. We all ring. The priest laughs, fire spilling. The choir never loses a note. The sleigh glides forward. Dolls lean out, whispering, Sing, sing, sing. The mother hums louder than ever. Boom, you collapse, clutching your chest. White light bursts, but it isn't yours anymore. It's theirs, it's all of theirs. You're not burning them out. You're feeding the song. Boom, the crowd sings with you. Families, carriages, children. Their stitched mouths open wide, their voices pour into yours. Boom, the shadows laugh, writhing, bowing. Boom, the sleigh bells jingle, rhythm joining the toll. Boom, the priest tolls, chains rattling. Boom, the boy tolls, soldier glowing green. Boom, you toll, boom. The choir unites. The mother hums, threads snapping, lips tearing. She screams in ecstasy. The rift widens, swallowing the sky. Boom. The world collapses into the song. Cobblestones unravel. Snow turns to ash. Families dissolve. Shadows pour. Boom. You scream. Not human, not white fire. Just sound. Just toll. Forever. Boom. You laugh inside your skull. Broken. I'm not fighting anymore. Your reflection grins wider. Good. Boom. The boy leans close, stitched grin trembling. Now you see. Boom. The priest roars. The miracle lives. Boom. The mother hums. Boom. You toll. Boom. The cycle doesn't break. You do. Boom. The sound doesn't come from you anymore. It doesn't even come from the street. It comes from everywhere. From the cobblestones, from the snow, from the sky itself. You toll because the world tolls, and the world tolls because you do. You've stopped screaming. Your voice has dissolved into the choir. What's left of you vibrates in harmony with everything else. Boom. Families sway in unison, stitched mouths stretched, threads glowing. Children laugh, porcelain cracks spreading across their cheeks. Horses rear, their ribs splitting to release green fire. Carriages rattle apart, wheels spinning like gongs. Boom. The priest towers above the church steps, bronze body glowing from every crack. Chains coil endlessly from his wrists, binding the congregation tighter. His toll shakes the ground, rattling bones, bursting windows. Boom. The boy stands beside him, soldier vibrating violently, splinters flying. His stitched grin never falters now. His eyes are empty green lanterns. Boom. The sleigh glides endlessly, skeletal horse screaming, bells jingling in rhythm. The dolls don't crawl anymore. They march, porcelain faces splitting, jaws wide, voices tolling. Boom. The shadows pour from the rift, filling the sky. They don't attack. They don't devour. They dance, limbs stretching, mouths wide, gnashing teeth keeping time with the hum. Boom. The mother fills the sky, seam-lined lips stretched wide, threads snapping, ichor pouring down like rain. Her hum is no longer subtle. It's deafening. The world shakes with it. Boom. You laugh inside yourself, though your mouth is stitched. This is it then, forever. Your reflection appears beside you, chains rattling, grin wide. Forever isn't punishment. It's purpose. Boom. The priest leans close, his voice layered with tolls. You fought too long, you burned too bright, now you see the truth. Boom. The boy whispers, soldier pressed to his chest. There's no help, only ring. Boom. The dolls chant in unison, threads stretching skyward. Sing, 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 boom. The choir swells, the world folds. Buildings stretch like wax, streets curl inward, snow melts into ichor. Everything collapses toward the center, toward you. You try to resist. Somewhere inside a flicker stirs. A memory, white light, warmth, human bells. But the hum crushes it. Boom. The mother's voice slams into you. No more echoes, only harmony. Boom. Your ribs split again, white light bursting. But it doesn't burn them anymore. It bends, warps, folds into green. It's not yours, it's hers. Boom, your scream drowns. Your will collapses. Your light joins the song. Boom. You feel yourself stretch, unravel, dissolve. Your chains extend into the street, stitching into the cobblestones, into the walls, into the sky. You're not one person anymore. You're thousands, millions. Every tolling voice is yours. Every scream is yours. Every laugh is yours. Boom. You whisper inside yourself, weaker. I don't want this. Your reflection leans closer, stitched grin wide. You wanted it the moment you rang. Boom. The priest laughs, chains rattling. The miracle lives. Boom. The boy tolls, soldier glowing green. Boom. The dolls sing, porcelain faces cracking. Boom. The shadows shriek, bowing deeper. Boom. The mother hums. Boom. And you toll with them, forever. You don't fight, you don't scream, you just toll. And it feels right. For the first time, it feels right. Boom. The sound shakes the marrow of the world. It isn't yours anymore, it never was. It belongs to the mother, to the choir, to everything. Boom. You sway with the crowd. Families no longer families, just faces stitched into rhythm. Children no longer children, just porcelain masks splitting wider. Horses no longer beasts, just rib cages tolling like gongs. Boom. The priest towers over it all, bronze body burning, chains snapping outward like lightning. His toll shakes the cobblestones, bursts glass, folds walls inward. Boom. The boy tolls beside him, soldier blazing green, grin stretched wide. His eyes don't flicker anymore. They are pure fire. Boom. The sleigh glides endlessly, skeletal horse stamping, bells jingling in perfect time. Dolls march in rows behind, their jaws clacking open and shut, threads stitching the snow black. Boom. The shadows don't crawl. They march, in rhythm. Their laughter syncs with the toll, their claws snap to the beat. Boom. The mother hums. Her seam-lined lips tremble, threads tearing, black ichor spilling. Her voice is the sky, the rift itself, endless. You toll with them, without thought, without will. Boom. At first you thought surrender meant peace, but it isn't peace, it's absence. You don't exist anymore. You're just one note in the hymn. Boom. Your reflection walks beside you, grin stitched, chains rattling. Better this than screaming alone. Boom. The priest's voice booms, layered, endless. Better this than silence. Boom. The boy whispers, soldier pressed to his chest. Better this than pain. Boom. The dolls laugh, porcelain teeth chattering. Better this than nothing. Boom. The mother hums. You toll, and yet deep inside you hear something. Not the toll, not the hum, not laughter. A bell, small, fragile, human, not bronze, not chains, just metal struck by hand. It rings once, clear, pure, boom. The world falters. The priest stumbles, chains snapping out of rhythm. The boy convulses, soldier cracking. The dolls pause mid-step. The shadows writhe, confused. The mother hums louder, trying to drown it. But it rings again, and you remember. Church bells. Not hers, real ones. You gasp inside yourself, clawing toward the sound. Yes, yes, I remember. The reflection snarls, chains tightening around your ribs. Forget it. That's not yours. The priest bellows, green fire spilling. Kill the echo! The boy screams, soldier bursting. Ring louder. The dolls shriek, porcelain shattering. The mother roars, boom! But you scream inside yourself, white light flickering through cracks. I hear them! The sound grows, human bells, dozens, hundreds. A chorus of their own. Not tolls, not silence, music, carols. The choir falters, the priest convulses, collapsing into ash. The boy bursts into sparks, dissolving. The sleigh crumbles, skeletal horse screaming as it falls into nothing. The shadows scatter, shrieking. The mother screams, her seams tearing wide. Black ichor floods the sky, her hum breaking. You blaze white, your toll twisting back into a voice. A scream, human. The world folds. Snow, white, falling softly. You collapse into it, chest heaving, ribs cracked, blood soaking flakes. The street is quiet, families bustle, bells ring, carriages rattle. You weep, whispering, please, let it be real. The church bells ring again, not toll, not hum, just bells. You smile through tears. I'm free. Then, boom, your chest hums faint. Snow drifts down, soft, harmless. Families bustle past, laughter weaving through the air like ribbons. Carriages clatter, shops glow warm behind frosted windows. It looks right, it sounds right, but you feel it. That faint hum in your ribs. Boom. You flinch, clutching your chest. No, not again. Not after that. The church bells keep ringing, their tones bright, pure. For a moment they drown it out. You cling to them, desperate. Each chime cuts through the fog in your head, through the toll pressing in. But then, boom. The toll seeps under them, deeper, heavier. The church bells bend, their music warping. What was harmony turns sour. Boom. The family's voices shift. Carols crackle into static. Laughter stretches too long. Smiles twitch too wide. Threads glint faint at the corners of mouths. Boom. The church doors slam open. The priest steps out, bronze glowing, chains dragging, grin burning with green fire. Sun. Boom. The boy follows, soldier clutched tight. His stitched grin trembles, eyes flickering. For a heartbeat he whispers, it's not real. Then the stitches yank his mouth wide. Ring. Boom. The sleigh glides down the street. The skeletal horse stamps, steam screaming from its ribs. Dolls lean over the sides, porcelain jaws splitting, threads spilling like hair. Boom. The sky splits. The mother hums through the rift, seam-lined lips tearing, ichor dripping onto snow. Shadows pour down, writhing, gnashing, bowing. You stagger back, sobbing. I heard the real bells. I know they were real. Your reflection appears in the crowd, chains rattling, stitched grin wide. They were real. Once. But you can't keep them. Not here. Boom, you drop to your knees, clutching your head, blood dripping from your ears. Then take me out, take me anywhere else. The priest laughs, voice booming. There is nowhere else. Boom. The boy steps closer, soldier glowing green. There's only ringing. Boom. The dolls crawl down, porcelain limbs cracking, teeth snapping. Sing, sing, sing. Boom. The shadows writhe, tongues dragging, claws snapping in rhythm. Boom. The mother hums louder, drowning everything. Your chest convulses, ribs cracking. White light flickers, faint, weak. You scream, tearing at your stitches. Blood sprays, light bursting brighter. Boom. The priest convulses, bronze splitting. Boom. The boy shrieks, soldier shattering. Boom. The dolls dissolve into shards. Boom. The shadows scatter, shrieking. Boom. The mother screams, seams tearing, ichor flooding the rift. White fire floods the street, burning everything into ash, and then snow, white, clean, falling softly. You collapse into it, gasping, sobbing. Families bustle, bells ring, children laugh. You whisper, trembling. They're not real. They're never real. Boom. Your chest hums. The cycle begins again. Snow falls, always snow, always 34th Street. You stand in it, trembling, ribs aching from too many cracks, throat raw from too many screams. Families bustle, smiling, laughing, carrying wreaths and parcels. It looks beautiful. It always does. But you know better. You whisper, broken. Show yourselves. The crowd freezes mid-step. Smiles twitch, threads glint. Boom. The priest steps from the church, bronze glowing, chains dragging. Son! Boom. The boy follows, soldier pressed to his chest. His grin trembles. His eyes flicker human for half a breath. Help me. Then stitches snap his mouth wider. Ring. Boom. The sleigh glides down the street, skeletal horse screaming steam. Dolls spill from the back, porcelain jaws splitting, threads writhing. Boom. The sky splits. The mother hums, seam-lined lips vibrating, threads snapping, ichor spilling. Shadows pour down, laughing, gnashing, bowing. You laugh bitterly, spreading your arms. Fine, do it again. Reset it again. I'll keep burning you until nothing's left. You slam your fists into your chest. Flesh tears, blood sprays, white light bursts. Boom. The priest convulses, bronze splitting. Boom. The boy screams, soldier shattering. Boom. The dolls collapse into shards. Boom. The shadows scatter, shrieking. Boom. The mother screams, seams tearing. White fire floods the street, searing everything to ash. And then, snow. Always snow. You collapse, coughing blood. Families bustle again. Bells ring. Carriages rattle. You sob, whispering, it never ends. Boom. Your chest hums. You scream, slamming fists into snow. I'll never stop. White fire bursts again, flooding the street. Snow, ash, snow, ash. Boom. You lose count. Dozens, hundreds, millions. Each cycle the same. The priest, the boy, the sleigh. The mother. Always humming, always tolling. Boom, your voice shreds, your ribs collapse, your mind fractures. Snow, ash, snow, ash. Boom. You laugh, broken. This is it, isn't it? The miracle, not life, not hope, just ringing. Forever. Boom. Your reflection appears, stitched grin wide, chains dragging. Now you understand. Boom. The priest laughs, fire spilling. The miracle lives. Boom. The boy tolls, soldier glowing green. Boom. The dolls sing, porcelain teeth chattering. Boom. The shadows shriek, bowing. Boom. The mother hums. Boom. You toll. Forever. Snow. Always snow. Always 34th Street. You stand in the middle of it, body trembling, mind cracked. The flakes melt on your skin, but you don't feel cold anymore. You don't feel anything. Families bustle around you, laughing, singing, carrying wreaths. Carriages rattle, bells ring. You whisper, hollow. Come on, let's get it over with. Boom. The priest steps from the church, bronze body glowing, chains dragging. Son. Boom. The boy follows, soldier clutched tight. His stitched grin twitches. Ring. Boom. The sleigh glides down the street, skeletal horse shrieking steam. Dolls spill out, porcelain jaws splitting, threads writhing. Boom. The sky splits. The mother hums, seam-lined lips vibrating, seams tearing, ichor spilling. Shadows pour through, writhing, bowing, gnashing. You don't scream this time. You don't burn. You just laugh. Broken. Fine, I'll keep playing. I'll keep singing. Because if I stop, you pause. Up here I vanish, don't I? The priest grins wider. At last you understand. Boom. The boy steps closer, soldier glowing green. We never wanted you gone. We wanted you with us. Boom. The dolls crawl, porcelain jaws snapping. Sing, sing, sing! Boom. The shadows sway, their laughter harmonizing. Boom. The mother hums louder, drowning the street. You clutch your ribs. They don't crack. They don't bleed. They just hum. Boom. You whisper, trembling. So this is it. Forever. Not punishment, not salvation, just function. Your reflection appears across the street, stitched grin wide, chains rattling. Exactly. You are the bell. The bell is you. There was never anything else. Boom. Your voice breaks. And the miracle? The priest tolls louder, chains snapping. The miracle is the song. Boom. The boy whispers, soldier pressed to his chest. The miracle is never stopping. Boom. The dolls chant louder, porcelain teeth clacking. The miracle lives. Boom. The mother roars, seams tearing wider. The miracle is me. Boom. You collapse into the snow, laughing and sobbing at once. Then sing it, damn you. Sing it forever. Your chest bursts open, ribs splitting. White light floods upward, but it doesn't fight anymore. It blends with green, it bends, it harmonizes. Boom. The priest convulses, chains stretching into the sky. Boom. The boy glows, soldier dissolving into sparks. Boom. The dolls collapse into ash, their voices joining anyway. Boom. The shadows writhe, bowing deeper, their laughter merging with the toll. Boom. The mother hums louder than ever. Boom. And you toll with them, not fighting, not burning, just singing. Forever. Boom. The toll is no longer a sound, it's a law, a gravity, a pulse that binds everything. You don't resist it now. You sway with it. You breathe with it. You are it. Boom. Families sway in unison, stitched mouths wide, eyes glowing faint green. Their carols twist into one endless drone, stretched across eternity. Boom. The priest towers over the church steps, bronze body splitting, fire spilling, chains lashing the air like whips. Each strike tolls harder, shaking your bones. Boom. The boy tolls beside him, soldier glowing green. His stitched grin doesn't tremble anymore. It's fixed, eternal. Boom. The sleigh glides endlessly, skeletal horse stamping, bells jingling. Dolls march in formation, porcelain jaws clacking, threads stitching the snow black. Boom. The shadows writhe above, their laughter syncopated, their claws clicking in rhythm. Boom. The mother fills the rift, seam-lined lips tearing wider, black ichor spilling across the sky. Her hum is louder than everything. It is everything. Boom. You toll with them. Not human, not voice, just vibration, just law. And yet, deep inside, you whisper, I remember snow, I remember bells, I remember warmth. Your reflection steps beside you, stitched grin wide. Forget it, that was never yours. Boom. The priest leans close, eyes blazing green. You are the song now. Boom. The boy whispers, soldier pressed to his chest. We all are. Boom. The dolls chant, porcelain jaws cracking. Forever. Boom. The shadows shriek, bowing deeper. Boom. The mother roars, her hum folding the world inward. You laugh inside yourself, broken. Then let me be loud, louder than all of you. Your ribs split. White light bursts, but it doesn't burn. It bends, folding into green. It isn't rebellion anymore, it's harmony. Boom. The priest tolls louder, his chain stretching across the horizon. Boom. The boy glows brighter, his soldier dissolving into sparks. Boom! The dolls collapse into dust, their voices carried anyway. Boom! The shadows laugh harder, writhing like rivers of ink. Boom! The mother screams in delight, threads snapping, lips tearing wider. And you toll, not fighting, not burning, singing. Boom! Your reflection spreads his arms, grin splitting wider. Good. Now you're truly us. Boom! The street collapses, folding inward. Cobblestones stretching like wax, snow melting into ichor. Families dissolve into threads, weaving into the sky. Boom! The church melts, its bells bending, warping into chains. Boom! The sleigh sinks, skeletal horse screaming as it dissolves into ash. Boom! The shadows stretch, their laughter deafening, their claws stitching the rift wider. Boom! The mother hums, filling everything. And you toll with her forever. Boom! It doesn't matter where you stand anymore. 34th Street. The church, the sleigh, the throat, the void. They're all the same. They're all inside the bell. And the bell is endless. Boom! Families don't bustle, they sway. Stitched mouths open wide, threads glowing green, their carols blending into one endless drone. Children's laughter bends into static. Boom! The priest looms, bronze body cracking, chains whipping across the horizon. His toll shatters buildings, splits stone, folds the sky inward. Boom! The boy tolls beside him, soldier blazing green. His stitched grin never trembles now. It's carved, immutable. Boom! The sleigh glides, skeletal horse stamping, bells jingling in perfect time. Dolls march behind it, porcelain jaws snapping, threads stitching the ground into one endless seam. Boom! The shadows writhe above, laughter sinking, claws clattering in rhythm. Boom! The mother hums, seam-lined lips stretching wider, threads snapping, ichor spilling. Her song isn't background anymore. It is the world. You toll with them. Not screaming, not burning, just tolling. And inside, the last shred of you whispers, fading, I was human once. Your reflection leans closer, stitched grin wide. You were never human. You were always Bell. Boom! The priest voice bellows, layered, endless. There is no end, only ring. Boom! The boy whispers, soldier pressed to his chest. We all ring. Boom! The dolls chant, porcelain jaws splitting wider. Forever! Boom! The shadows shriek, bowing. Boom! The mother roars, seams tearing wider. And you toll, forever. Time dissolves. Seconds bleed into hours. Hours into centuries. Centuries into nothing. Boom! You forget snow. Boom! You forget bells. Boom! You forget warmth. Boom! You forget yourself. Boom! All that remains is sound. Endless. Boom, boom, the toll is everything. You don't know how long it's been. Time isn't real anymore. There's no before, no after, only sound. Boom! The street doesn't exist. The church doesn't exist. The sleigh, the priest, the boy, the shadows, they're not separate anymore. They're chords, notes layered into the hymn. Boom! The mother hums. Her seam-lined lips stretch across the sky, wider than the world. Her song isn't above you. It is you. It fills every vein, every thought, every silence. Boom! You toll with her. Not fighting, not resisting, not screaming, just tolling. Boom! Your reflection is gone. The priest is gone. The boy is gone. The dolls are gone. The sleigh is gone. They've dissolved into the hymn. So have you. Boom! But deep inside, a flicker stirs. A bell, small, fragile, human. You hear it. Clear, pure, not hers, not toll, not hum, just bell. Boom! The hymn falters. The mother roars, threads snapping, ichor flooding. Her song shakes, trying to drown it. Boom! But the bell rings again, and you remember. Snow, carols, warmth, the first Christmas, the first miracle, before tolls, before chains, before her. Boom! The hymn convulses. The priest dissolves. The boy bursts into sparks. The dolls crumble. The sleigh collapses. The shadows scatter. Boom! The mother screams, seams tearing, lips ripping, black ichor pouring like rivers. Your ribs crack open. White light bursts, blazing brighter than ever. Boom! The hymn shatters. The world folds. And then, snow, white, clean, falling softly. You collapse into it, gasping, sobbing. Families bustle, carriages rattle, bells ring. Not tolls, not hum, bells. You laugh, broken. I did it. I finally did it. The church bells ring louder, music pure, untwisted. You weep, whispering, please let it stay. Then, boom, your chest hums faint. You scream, tearing at your ribs. No, not again. The priest steps from the church, bronze glowing. Son, boom. The boy follows, soldier in hand. Ring, boom. The sleigh glides down, skeletal horse shrieking. Dolls spill from the back, boom. The mother hums through the rift, and you collapse, sobbing. It never ends. Snow falls, always snow, always 34th Street. You kneel in it, ribs cracked, chest humming faint. Families bustle, carriages rattle, bells ring. You whisper, trembling, it never ends, it never ends. Boom. The priest steps from the church, bronze splitting, chains dragging. Son, boom. The boy follows, soldier pressed to his chest. His stitched grin doesn't tremble now. Ring, boom. The sleigh glides down the street, skeletal horse screaming, dolls spilling onto cobblestones. Boom. The sky splits. The mother hums, seam-lined lips vibrating, ichor spilling. Shadows pour, writhing, bowing. You laugh through sobs. Fine, you win, I'll sing forever. Your ribs crack wider. White light bursts, colliding with green hum. Boom. The priest convulses, chains whipping. Boom. The boy shrieks, soldier shattering. Boom. The dolls collapse, porcelain faces cracking. Boom. The shadows scatter, shrieking. Boom. The mother screams, seams tearing wider. White fire floods the street, searing everything into ash. And then, snow. Always snow. You collapse, coughing blood. Families bustle again, bells ring, children laugh. You sob, whispering, it doesn't matter what I do, it always comes back. Boom. Your reflection appears across the street, stitched grin wide, chains rattling. Because you are the bell. Boom. The priest tolls, fire spilling. The miracle lives. Boom. The boy tolls, soldier glowing green. Boom. The dolls chant, threads stitching the snow black. Boom. The shadows laugh, bowing. Boom. The mother hums, louder than ever. And you toll with them, forever. You whisper inside yourself, fading. I was human once. Your reflection leans closer, grinning wider. You were never human, you were always bell. Boom, the song swells, drowning everything. Boom. The world folds, collapsing inward. Boom. You dissolve, unravel, vanish. Boom. All that remains is sound, endless. Boom, boom. Snow falls, always snow, always 34th Street. You stand in it one last time. Families bustle, carriages rattle, bells ring. It looks perfect, it always does. But you don't move, you don't scream, you don't fight, you just stand, listening. Boom. The priest steps from the church, bronze body glowing, chains dragging. Son. Boom. The boy follows, soldier pressed to his chest, his stitched grin wide, eyes glowing green. Ring. Boom. The sleigh glides down the street, skeletal horse shrieking, dolls spilling into snow. Boom. The sky splits. The mother hums, seam-lined lips tearing, threads snapping, ichor spilling. Shadows pour down, writhing, bowing. You whisper, broken. So this is the miracle. Not hope, not peace, just tolling. Forever. Your reflection steps from the crowd, stitched grin wide, chains rattling. Yes, forever. Boom. Your ribs crack open, white light bursting. It doesn't fight anymore, it bends, it joins. Boom. The priest tolls louder, chains lashing the sky. Boom. The boy glows, soldier dissolving into sparks. Boom. The dolls collapse, porcelain jaws clacking in rhythm. Boom. The shadows shriek, bowing deeper. Boom. The mother roars, seams tearing wide, her hum filling everything. And you toll with them. Not screaming, not resisting, just tolling. Forever. The street dissolves, families unravel, snow burns, buildings collapse, the church melts, the sleigh crumbles, the sky folds inward. Nothing remains but sound. Boom. You vanish. Your voice vanishes. Your memory vanishes. Boom. All that's left is toll. Boom. The choir swells. Boom, the mother sings, boom, and the miracle lives forever.